Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 4 already. I thought it was week 3, but it's week 4 of CMSA's Recreational League of Legends League. How are you doing this week, Sam?
I'm doing so good on this warm Chicago day. Hopefully the storms stay away while we're streaming.
I want there to be lots and lots of thunder because my AC unit's right in front of me, like in the window. So there's a little bit of sound that just travels through. You guys can just hear boom, 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 boom every time. Right now, it's just small children right outside my window that you can probably hear every once in a while, but I can't control that as much as I wish I could. But today, we're going to be following the Pearl League. We're going to be doing the new Clash style. So we're going to start off by following Vladimir and his squad. And who are they going to be today? What's the name of their team?
We've got Zyra Zaddies, which has Lad on it. They've got Medeo, Death by Noob, Mithra, and Goji Daddy on that team. And they're going off against Vaggers, Vixen, so Skinny Marink, Kazik, Psyhero, Captain Felch, and Mowins. Lots of returning names to the broadcast.
I was gonna say, we've seen all of them play, I'm pretty sure. No one else is totally brand new. The Zyra Zaddies versus Vygar's Vixens is what I heard. My brain needs to register that. Vygar's Vixens, Zyra Zaddies. Everyone's already in. We're not gonna have to wait, it looks like. I love when that happens. Yeah. I have my little bit of Alexis moment. You've seen
Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
Yes, I have. Oh my god, a reference that I'm aware of. It's finally happened. Which
is funny because I don't even watch like Schitt's Creek very much. Like I've seen like maybe the first 10 episodes just because I was like kind of forced to watch them for the most part. I was just trying to like adjust my fan and notice my fan is facing the other way. No fan, hit me, please. But I've seen like the first 10 episodes, so I know like a couple references. But once you get past that, like I know nothing about him and Patrick's relationship or what happens with it and all that other fun stuff. Just the very, very basic beginning. Come on, fan.
It's so worth watching. It is absolutely golden. Moira is an icon.
Yeah, she's pretty much the only reason why I kind of wanted to watch it. The rest is kind of okay. Alexis is funny, but Moira is really just like the whole show for me, so. Oh, looking at the chat, 'cause we got a couple subscriptions that came through. I shouted the first thing, like, where's John? And then friggin' Blaine hopped in, and he's like, first, suck it, John. But I don't see John. John, where are you? I didn't see you in the chat yet. And then we got a subscription from Blaine as well, using his Prime. Thank you. And then we got a subscription from Captain Fell.
Right,
yes.
Thank you for the subscription.
The only reason I keep like stuttering because the chat box looks really weird right now, so everything just looks like really off-centered and the texts are like overlapping. Maybe I need to make it wider. Did I mess something up? I probably messed something up. No, they added something new feature to the chat, and there's like a whole bunch of new bars and weird stuff. We're on level 1 of a hype train. We're almost level 2. Hype train. Woo.
Am I supposed to make like a chewing noise? Like, is that what's
choo.
customary for a hype train?
Choo. I'm not the greatest at choo noises.
CMSA eSports have something official for a hype train?
Yeah, where's the sound bits? Someone sound bit a choo sound. We also got a subscription from Broody Brody. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, so many subscriptions. We just started.
I want like a little train to go by that's like colors of the rainbow with some sort of a sound effect whenever we're on a hype train.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Vibros and Kevin, I need that animation in our life. Every time we have a hype train, I need Rainbow Train going across the screen with sound effects. Oh no, it says you missed the train. The hype train is long gone. Better luck next time. Oh, we didn't even earn a train. Oh.
We barely knew you, hype train.
Wow, fuck you, train. Left without us.
I know, weekend. The fuck you, train sounds about right.
That actually reminds me of yesterday. I was on my way home from work, and there was this lady. My bus driver was pretty whack anyways, but my bus driver almost passed this lady at this bus stop. She like kind of went past her and stopped, and this lady like came up, and she was just cussing out a storm. She was like, how dare you? I asked you nicely to stop, and you didn't stop, blah, 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 blah. And my bus driver was like, oh, hell hell no, we're not going anywhere. This bus is stopping right here. I'm calling the police. And we all just sat there and we're like, great, we'll just do nothing, I guess. And we all had to, like, half of us got off the bus and walked up a block waiting for another bus to come. And then the same bus driver, rolls up like 10 minutes later and comes and picks us back up. And she's like, oh, she got off and got in the next bus. I'm like, oh God, this is so much drama.
It's such a good move whenever a bus driver is calling the police. I almost want to like go by and like give them a tip just for the show of force. I love it.
Oh my gosh. My bus driver was so dramatic though. Like, you know, sometimes you just see really outrageous people and you're like, you know what? This is an outrageous person. Don't entertain them. Just continue on with what you're doing. Because this person like cussed her out on the way in and then just sat quietly in the back. So like they weren't being a problem after that as much as they were a pain in the butt coming on. But my bus driver was like, I will not take verbal abuse. I will not take physical abuse. I am not dealing with it. I'm calling the police. Like, okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that said, we'll figure out which team is going to be the bus driver going into round number 1 as they try to take control of this draft.
Rifle as well?
A Kate ban right off the bat. Let's just ban all the ADCs with the new items going on here.
Let me get in there.
Oh, there we go. Okay, another ADC.
Gotta get rid of, yeah, you gotta get rid of Felch's. Tristana, so strong on that champion. Will instantly carry if you let that through draft. No surprise to see that gone.
No Diana.
Mithra, so strong out of Diana mid, and a good jungle pickup as well.
Hello, Zeno. And John! John finally messaged the
John,
chat.
you made it.
He made it.
Welcome,
not the
John.
homophobic Lux ban.
Yeah, just in time to see homophobic Lux fan, exactly. It's because of John.
It's all John's fault. John, you showed up and now we have homophobia. How dare you?
The Zyra gets picked up away from Lad, so perhaps a counter pick, but also Zyra really powerful right now. That Blackfire Torch, the burn damage that's in the game right now is just obscene.
Yeah, like I was telling you before we got on here, I haven't gotten to play a whole lot of League since the new items were released, but I did see the Black Flame, and I think that someone told me that was supposed to be like really, really good on like Cassiopeia right now. So I might pick up Cassiopeia again because I do love her a lot. And we got Brand. I wonder if that's going to be the classic Brand support or if we're going to maybe see a Brand jungle this game.
Brand has just been everywhere. It could be Brand mid as well. Brand is so strong right now. He is loving the new items, and it just brings so much to any team.
You could say he's branding in other roles.
One could say that.
One could say that. A Fiora. A Fiora is always fun to watch because Fiora is a very, very high skill champion, and we have a dodge. Rip. This is Mithra left
that
the lobby.
late into the pick of Fiora, so I don't know if it was an accidental pick or maybe a glitched lobby.
Uh-oh, yeah. Medeo says I was not in the lobby. Sorry.
Oops.
Do it. Go again. Let's go.
But I'm excited for this week because we've got all of the ADC, or many items have been changed, but the AD carry items had so much work in them. It's like we're completely reverted to where we were prior to Mythic. You've got lots of crit. You have like no items that have both attack speed and, well, you have no items with like attack speed and crit and AD. You've got to kind of pick and choose what 2 stats do you want as you go through your build.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't really notice that. But okay, that makes sense. I was just really upset because I only played 2 games, I think, and one of them I was playing Smolder, and I was like, what? Essence Reaver only gives me mana on auto attacks now? Are you kidding? I can't use this.
You can't. Smolder is in a weird place. I'm not sure what the intention is for Smolder to build right now. Yeah, he's trying to find his place. I think Riot is aware and will try to give him some love, but
they freaking
last
better.
I looked, he was at like a 43% win rate. It's rough times for Smolder. Everyone's trying to figure out what build works on him.
I'm pissed. Vladimir says, hello, Vladimir.
Hello,
and
lad.
John says, big pog as he subscribed with his Prime. Thank you for the subscription, John.
John, big
That's 6
pog
months in a
is right.
row. Woo! Oh, Captain Phil was 9 months in a row. Oh my gosh, so many repeat subscribers. And then Blaine was 7 months in a row. Where's my pride flag? I need to keep a pride flag at my desk so I can start waving around whenever I feel full of pride.
Wait, when do we wave pride flags
Oh,
around?
give me one. I want one.
Oh, here you go.
Start waving. Thank you. Woo! Oh, highlight to subscribe for 10 months. Another pride flag.
Oh my God, 10 months. Woo!
Flag twirler. That's it. I have to get one of those now. We'll both have a pride flag for whenever someone subscribes. It's me.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I almost forgot what we were talking about for a second because I just got so overwhelmed with pride. Yeah, with a smolder, like, I was like, there's literally nothing I can build right now unless I go back to like the AP tanky like cooldown build, which I'm not a fan of right now because like there isn't a whole lot of damage behind it. It takes forever to get to stacks. And you know what's really driving me crazy right now? That freaking support item that everyone executes all the damn minions, so I can't farm them with my Q.
Yeah, right? Like it seems like that should give you a stack because it straight up is difficult if you're trying to bring Smolder into the bot lane. It just denies you a minion every wave.
Right, I just have to yell at my supports, be like, stop executing and just hit them with abilities because I need those minions. But that doesn't usually work out the way I want to. Especially not when I'm playing with playing with a stranger. If I'm playing with a stranger, they're gonna ignore me.
Immediately screaming at your support. That's usually a solid way to win a game.
Even if I am playing with somebody that I know, I'm still probably screaming at them and they're just screaming back at me. I didn't yeah. VG,
Moments like these, I'm glad we play the same position.
Yeah, because like I don't know what to build. Like that new what's it called? The one that gives you
Tall, gives you critical strike and AD and a damage over time off crits.
That one's good. I was thinking that one's good, but then also the one that gives you the extra cooldown on your abilities, the new one, not Spear of Shojin.
Navori Flicker Blade?
Yes, Navori Flicker Blade. That one's not bad. But it doesn't feel like it's as good as it used to be. They kind of nerfed it in a sense, I feel like. I don't remember the exact stats, but I do remember looking at it and being like, I don't like this as much.
I've tried to make Flicker Blade work on champions that were enjoying Flicker quick blades before. I haven't played a ton of games on this patch. I've just kind of been going from champion to champion. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I haven't really found a champ where it's like, ooh, Flicker Blade feels really nice on this champion right now.
Yeah, and the recommended build still hasn't changed for Smolder, so it's still just like Essence Reaver and Spear of Shojin. Not Spear of Shojin. Yeah, Spear of Shojin. And then it'll still show like Liandry's and Riftmaker after that. I'm like, no, we're not doing that nowadays. Back to the pick phase.
Shall I turn in my badge
No
and
cake.
rifle
Go
as
through
well?
the same ones. Hopefully someone wrote them down and can get them locked in again.
We have to experience homophobia twice. Twice in a short amount of time.
Someone subscribe so I can wave the pride flag and cancel that out.
What is this, Stonewall? I don't want the homophobia. I had to watch the movie Stonewall for a school assignment, and it was very good. It was very good. Apparently, it was like ripped to shreds in reviews, and everyone like just tore it down and hated it. But I thought it was very good. I was very emotional throughout the whole movie because I don't know very much about the experience of Stonewall or what exactly happened. But watching the movie definitely educated me a little bit.
I've not seen the film. I probably should.
You should. It was really high
it.
quality. It was really good, in my opinion. Got the Zyra, got the brand again. I wonder if that Fiora is still going to be coming back through. If that was like a...
Was that a panic pick? Was it the last second? Was that where the issue was? Because you're talking about, they change it up. Going with the Ezreal.
And I was really excited to watch a Fiora game too, because Fiora is really engaging to watch. She's a very high skill champion. So it's fun to see her when she's good. Got Daddy Trundle.
Oh, Trundle making it through bans. I didn't even notice that. I think it has more bans this season than even Lux. A very, very popular ban for CMSA.
Yeah, Every time we see this, I think it's just so interesting that we see so much Trundle either picked or banned in this league, and I don't ever see him outside of this league.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because people are off-rolling and they perceive Trundle as being a little bit easier to play. And definitely, if Trundle gets ahead, can bully a wide range of the cast. And perhaps in solo queue, not as like engaging to play. Like you say Fiora, like clearly like an engaging champ. There's lots of plays you can make, counterplay. Trundle is very like, I carry big stick and beat you with it now.
I beat you with stick. Beat that bitch with a bat. Smack. No Mordekaiser. We got Lilia on the other side. Looking
That's
for
a champ
a nice
I don't
frontliner.
Yeah, and that's a champ I feel like I don't see a lot in solo queue, but every time I see it on stream for CMSA, it just becomes this like little fawn that prances around. It's impossible to kill, puts out so much damage, and has such a big impact on the game. So I'm excited to see this come out here.
She's coming out. No Zillion, no Oriana, no Shen. What are we gonna get? I'm so surprised Kha'Zix doesn't play Kha'Zix. Like the name is so close, you would think it was just like reminiscent of the name.
And then I would love to say that you've got Kha'Zix is Kha'Zix.
Yep.
Coming out.
Kha'Zix is coming out. A Yorick, oh my goodness. Yorick is such a freaking menace to go against in any game. Even if they're a bad Yorick, he's still a pain in the butt.
Here's the tech. You take the new rune. I'm going to blank on its name. There's a new rune. It gives you some HP back whenever you kill a minion. Well, pets are minions. And so Zyra plants and notably Yorick ghouls now will give you, they're basically mini health potions for your opponent. You'll get between 20 and 30 per kill on the Yorick ghouls. So that might be a rune that whoever's on Trundle is going to look to take here.
Oh.
Or no who's ever on Kale is going to look to take. It looks like maybe Kha'Zix is going to take that Trundle into the jungle and let Kale go. Wait, what is happening over there? Kale?
That's Zyra jungle, right?
Yeah, you're right. Kale mid, Zyra jungle, Jhin Lulu, unless it's Lulu mid. Because you do have a lot of... No, it does look like it's going to be... Kha'Zix is jungling. Kha'Zix is going to jungle. I would guess.
Zyra mid.
So Zyra mid.
Kale top. Okay, got it. Interesting.
It's how I read it. I'm always wrong when I make predictions like this, so we'll see.
No, I think you're right. This is a very interesting loadout on both sides. Vigar's Vixens is less interesting, like concerning. Zyra Zaddy's, right?
Zyra Zaddy's, yep.
Zyra Zaddy's is looking a little wonky to me, but I'm gonna grab some water, but I can still hear you. Tell me about what you think about this.
Yeah, I mean, Zyra Zaddy's with this Yorick, this Lilia, this Kiana, and they almost don't want to look for a fight. They want to keep Yorick split pushing. They want to have Brand, like Lilia and Kiana, maybe Brand. That's your kind of pick potential. You've got long range sleep coming from Lilia. You got insta burst coming from Kiana. I think Kiana Lilia can be a strong 2v2 against most of what the Vixens have. I think that even Brand Lilia or Brand Kiana could be a strong 2v2 or 3v3. Ezreal, of course, a super safe carry for a composition like this that just wants to sit back, clear minions, make sure nothing goes crazy in team fights. They definitely want to try and make sure that like dragon stacking is not a thing, and they want to close out the game quickly against Vigar's Vixens, because if they're not able to, you've got a Kale that's scaling. Jhin is really strong. That Jhin Lulu lane is going to be potent, especially because Ezreal right now in the meta doesn't really have a lot, like a very straightforward item build. So I'm interested to see what this Ezreal is, or like how this Ezreal is going to build. I haven't found anything that really feels super good on Ezreal yet. And I think a lot of people are experimenting to see if they can find kind of the next big Ezreal build. So I think the onus is on Zyra Zaddy's to stick to their game plan and not get terribly behind against this scaling team. I think in a vacuum, they like a lot of the matchups that they have, but big 5v5s are something they're going to want to avoid.
Yeah, when in the history of League of Legends has Ezreal had a straightforward build path? That's what I want to know. That for one. But I see what you're saying here. My biggest concern with Zyra Zaddies is, yeah, their fight potential is a little wonky. Like, you have Kiana trying to go in, basically, while Ezreal's trying to stay far away, Brand's trying to stay far away, Lilia's kind of like going in and out, and Yorick's probably going to be doing the whole split push thing. I don't see him participating in fights too much, so Lilia basically has to be like the off tank / distraction. So unless they get like really fed, I'm not loving their strategy unless Yorick just like split pushes for the win, which we've seen happen plenty of times. But with Vigra's Vixens, I kind of like their game plan. You have Kayle to match the split push power of Yorick, so as long as they're basically on their island together, I don't think either one's going to be going anywhere. They're kind of just neutralize each other. Zyra mid, it's fine. We love a little crowd control. We love a little extra burn damage over time. The Jhin and Lulu are going to be scary, especially with the Trundle combination in there, because Trundle is going to be their major gap closer. Trundle's going to be able to charge in with his own speed boost as it is and put down a crap ton of damage. And then you also have the Lulu who can help him get in there or get out of there if he has to. So this Trundle is going to be a big game changer here. And we know Kha'Zix always performs. So unless he gets uber shut down, I'm leaning towards Vigar's Vixens here.
To who I'm leaning towards, both these teams just have such unique ideas that they want to go for. I think I'm also leaning towards Vigar's Vixens. I think the strength, I think the X factor here, look at Captain Felch playing this Jhin. Jhin is really loving the new items, unlike Ezreal. So he's going to have this very straightforward build that's incredibly powerful. These fourth shot, Infinity Edge, empowered hits are going to be just going crazy. And so what Zyra Zaddies probably wants to do is make sure that they can win these 2v2, 3v3 skirmishes, and Captain Felch on Jhin is going to make that really challenging. And so if that is not a win condition for your team, then the only other option is completely shut down Kayle and Kha'Zix, and that's a tall order to try to shut down both Kha'Zix and Captain Felch here.
100%. Let me just change these things here. We want objective timers. We don't need that. We don't need that. Close that. That's going top. Turn off the sound because we don't need that extra music. That goes there. She goes mid. That goes in the jungle. That's a brand support. Okay.
Brand support. Oh, so just free poke 24/7. Every time you approach the wave, Vlad is going to have to completely carry this bot lane if it's going to be close here.
Lucky for Jhin, though, he's got a Lulu on his side. Max that E, put those shields up like crazy. Pix is just going to be the game changer in this lane. And also, Jhin has a lot of extra speed boost, so he's pretty capable of dodging the Brand abilities pretty easily, especially if you're good at predicting. Like, Brand is very predictable. He has to walk basically directly at you to start throwing his abilities, and it's pretty obvious what he's going to throw, so it's pretty easy to dodge if you have a little bit extra speed.
Plus, having this Lulu, the damage over time, even if you miss the initial burst with the shield, is still going to help you recover that damage, essentially. So, a very, very strong range coming out of the Vixens.
And there wasn't an invade. Chroma's Depresso.
We save that for round 3.
Round 3. Brand didn't even pick up any pots. He just took the support item and saved the 100 gold. He's like, you know what? We're going straight for damage. We're going to let it get it there super early.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some like you're rushing as a support, or maybe there's some sort of a lost chapter tech that you're going for where you can get, or maybe a mana item quick. So we'll see if they want to maybe try to push in early and get some sort of a cheating recall. But the way they're playing, they're just kind of happy to respect Captain Felch. Such a formidable lane there.
Kelton in the chat says, why does Kha'Zix get to play Trundle and I don't? Trundle OP, bruh. Oh, swing and a miss. Goji Daddy. Lands the double burn, stunning the Lulu. Holy cow, that's a lot of damage going down. Flashes out and she's dead. I
Yeah,
said,
just
Lulu,
like
we're gonna
that.
give you a chance.
Not even, yeah, they just put Lulu ablaze, hitting that stun. Lad making it happen here, and Medeo following up beautifully. And now look at Lad just continuing to put the hurt on Captain Felch every time he sets up, pummeling with auto attacks. This is exactly what Zyrazadi needed against this powerful lane. Get going right away, nice and early, and as you said, didn't buy any pots, so they can crash this wave and get a huge buy for Lad.
Lad, I might have to report you for harassment. We might need to have a tribunal, because this is too much.
Oh, flashing
all the
forward.
flashes.
The stun lands, it does. Captain Felch stun, having to flash.
Burning.
And the burn damage takes him out. Blaze just enough there. 2 kills already for the bot lane of Zyrazades.
That's it. I'm opening a tribunal. Vladimir for harassment. Got a deep ward catching Trundle in here.
And now that means Captain Felch is going to miss a big part of this minion wave. You have a perfect reset here from the bot lane. Ooh, Kha'Zix coming on Mithra. Does not have any way to get away from this. Flashes forward and will get chopped on, it appeared.
Num 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 num. Here comes the
down.
Uh-oh, you're trapped, Kale. You're trapped. Her attack speed isn't high enough for her to like get out of it. Oh! Oh!
Oh,
Son.
donating 1. Oh no, minions just getting a little, just blocking that York in there. 1 for 1. That's pretty big.
I was gonna say things are looking really good for red side, but it just ended up being a wash up at the top. Zyrazadi is going against the Zyra, and the Zyra main is murdering with Brand.
The ins and outs here. How to play this AP bot lane.
Murder.
And that is it though. What item is that? It's the component of the new item.
Faded
Ashes. Yes.
Dealing damage with abilities causes enemies to burn for 5 magic damage per second for 3 seconds. This damage increases by 20 per second to monsters.
Wow, that was huge. Calling it, saying I don't need any health potions to survive this lane. I'm just gonna outpoke you myself. That's huge. Lad trying to set himself up here to carry.
Is that the new component for Leandri's?
The Black Fire Torch.
Oh. Hale, you're almost a champion. You're almost there.
Yeah, waiting to be.
And she did not end up taking the rune that you were talking about. We got a
Oh,
precision
so
tree
maybe-
into...
Instant out.
Oh, bowling ball.
But did take the fleet footwork, so has some sustain against all this harass, and has been holding up pretty well. Did give up the 1 kill, but it's competing in farm.
I'm loving the vision control that Death by Noob is having here. They've been putting deep wards in, hitting those plants, making sure they're clearing everything. They're just like, they have the vision control.
And it was a team effort as well. Like Kiana went back, and Mithra buying a control ward right away. Lad contributing with control ward, and as you said, there's so much, but they know it's a 2v1, putting a little bit of poke down as Captain Felch, but this is only a steal attempt. It does go down to 4, and Psy Hero getting close enough to nearly steal, but does pay for that attempt with life.
He said, come here, Zyra. Zyra does not do well in close combat.
The first dragon of the game going over to Zyrazades.
Zyrazades.
Feeling good about the start of this game. Definitely hanging in there, not letting this strong meta pick and Jhin kind of take over the bot lane. They've had full control here, helping to secure that dragon. Oh, Medeo.
Yeah, man, those shields are just getting eaten up by one ability. They're still taking the burn after. Kale is a champion. Meow, meow, meow.
partially play now. Trying to hang in there till level 11. You got it, Skinny Marink.
The maiden wearing sunglasses. She is wearing sunglasses. Oh my gosh, that skin is too much. Uh-oh, they're collapsing here.
They did just manage to spot out side hero, so that'll turn around. Kazix getting close, but Azrael gets to arcane shift right through that pillar.
Yep, a little difficult to gank most of Zyra's zaddies at this point. They're all pretty safe. Not Zyra getting caught in the same spot she died last time. Run, girl, run. Oh, Brand's walking right into it. Run, girl, run. He doesn't have his ultimate and everyone else does.
They were able to disengage that, no problem. Felch coming up, but is unable to snare. And now there's a full send coming back the other way. 4 members of Zyra Zaddy's collapsing. They're just going to clear out vision, though, as Beggarzik wisely not choosing to overcommit there.
Zyra just keeps getting spotted in the same spot. That is not a safe space for you.
Yeah, Mithra knows Kiana wants to blow something up in the jungle, so move in there as much as he can.
York being very aggressive, pushing it up all the way up to the turret every single time, crashing it in. Giving them a little bit of advantage on the CS, but not massively. Oh, Kiana said, get in that wall. Liliana invading.
Oh, just a show of force here by Zyra Zaddy. It's just one-on-one in both the jungle and the mid lane, making plays happen on an individual level.
Yeah, I was saying Zyra Zaddy's big chance here is just getting, like, just 1 or 2 of them fed.
Gamerank flashing there out of the trap and now gonna ult, which means that execute damage comes right down. Judgment called down on Goji Daddy.
How's it feel to be judged? Slay. This is an item I didn't think I would ever come back. The Brutalizer.
I love it when they bring back the classic items. They don't even need to do the same thing. Just seeing it familiar face every now and then.
Yeah.
Brings back the
Nostalgia.
nostalgia.
The Brutalizer is
so
like
costly?
real classic.
1-3-3-7. Oh, Side Hero trying yet again to make something happen. Lad doesn't have flash available. Get rooted up. There's so much pain. CC. Goodbye. Can't even move.
You know what, lad? I opened the tribunal, and that was the designated punishment. Was a gank in the face.
That showcases a bit of the power that Viger's Vixen does have. It's, if there's any initial CC landed on a target, they have such great ability to follow up with more CC. You're not going anywhere. And for the most part, Zyra Zaddies are very squishy. So anything like that, you are feeling the hurt.
Gonna be a grubby fight. Kiana is rotating over for some help. Kale's thinking about it. They got 3v2. Lulu's on her way. They said, I don't really care about these grubbies. I'll fight you. Oh, holy cow.
So much burst. I don't know if it was just the chop that came down or what.
I think it was Chomp and Kale's like auto proc at the exact same time.
Right away. And they brought up the extra minion, or the extra member of the team with Lulu now it's coming up. So definitely a big, easy win. And now, just like that, we're back to even on kills and soon to be even on gold. Ooh. Okay, Ezreal trying with the two-shot barrage. Almost got it. Go, Daddy. Go, Daddy, get out of there.
Go, Daddy, go.
Oh, go.
Daddy is no more. Daddy is Saddy.
No, Daddy couldn't go. He had to stick around.
Daddy had to go get cigarettes from the grocery store, and he never came back.
Okay, so Dragon number 2 now looking to be secured by Zyra Zaddies, who this will be their second one of the game. However,
trade a turret for it. Well, you're
yeah,
teleporting.
At least lots of plates there with that pick. So second dragon of the game for Zyra Zaddies, but lots of plates kind of traded back to Viger's Vixens. But actually, they came out a little ahead on the gold trade there. But Zyra Zaddies moving closer and closer to that dragon win condition.
You know, Zyra Zaddies did have one extra skin on their team. Trundle doesn't have a skin, so Zyra Zaddies may have just won a champ select. So, you know, that's how it is.
Super important that everyone finds something they like to play, like Mithra has on Kiana, just all inning Zyra every opportunity, and there's just no counterplay here, even with that grasping roots landing. There's just nothing that Zyra can do.
Yeah, that's the thing about Zyra, and that's actually why I don't particularly enjoy playing her, is because if you get anything on top of you, you're dead. You have to stay so far away. Oh, big damage. Ezreal ult misses. Run away, girl, run away. You have no mana. At least she gets the Baron back.
And yeah, Belgian now and cannot just do anything in the bot lane, it seems. He's been unable to get anything going against this very aggressive play out of the bot lane of Zyra Zaddies. Although he is farming very well, given all the pressure that they've been under.
And on the top side, you still got Yorick trying to be a bully, but Kayle has gotten to the point where she's got her Nashor's Tooth. She's able to like have these fights, and she's about to hit a level 11. So she's about to start popping off here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to shift the other direction here soon. Has the attack speed to get out of that, the ring of Yorick, and so does have Divine Judgment available in case there's anything happening here. Death by Noob just sort of waiting, but nothing's going to develop. As trying to sneak behind the vision, so a little bit of a lane gank opportunity here in the top lane. Maybe recognizing it, Skinny Rank wants to get fresh here, feeling good at level 11.
Wants to get fresh. He's like, I don't want to go up there.
Seemingly a little suspicious. Oh, that
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Out of there.
And I was like, you stay over there. Farts off and said, I farted. God, gosh darn it, Gas. That's a fart of mine.
Oh. If anyone in chat, my brain is hurt. I cannot remember what the wall of Yorick is called. The little ring. The ring of Yorick. I don't remember.
The ring of Yorick.
The ring of Yorick. Oh.
It's the playpen.
The playpen. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Okay.
Obviously. Transculate! Now run, girl, run! That's a lot of damage. Lulu's doing her damnedest, but she just cannot turn off all that damage. It's a little too much.
Yeah,
Cartoon says he farted.
Thank you.
Quit trolling the stream.
Mithra showing up bot lane here. Well, in the low HP bar, the Captain Phelps flashing forward, but you've got Polymorph to keep him alive, so now it is 2v1, but look at that, now it's Pan with it, with the life, trying to get away, Wild growth just enough to keep Mowins alive, and Mithra comes away, no kills, but a turret will soon fall.
You know, they just wanted to show how much stronger they are. They wanted the tower dive and be like, pow, pow, take that. We don't really want to kill you, we just want to show you who's boss.
So far, Zyra Zaddies showing him who's boss, has had full control over these objectives. At least the dragon side of the map, you do have some objectives going on Tiger's Vixens.
Level 11, we've got a real Kayle in action.
Kayle has appeared in the bot lane, having been disguised as a minion for the last 16 minutes.
I wish I was a good Kayle player. I really like Kayle's mechanics. I'm just very bad at her. I can't kite for my life.
That was a Kayle one-trick in Season 3, I think. Enjoy the champion, especially pre-rework, but Kha'Zix getting to enjoy some Trundle going right in on Mithra here. The Strangle Forms
bye.
comes down, but it's just a zoning ult as everyone walks away. So Dragon up, Zyra does not have an ultimate to contribute, but they do have a lot of poke as both sides willing to commit 4 to this. We'll see if either top laner wants to come down.
Oh, dropping the Rift Herald, putting on the pressure so they can go do that dragon. Like, you make a choice. You're going to defend mid or you're going to take this dragon.
That's what you want to do in this situation. Ask your opponent difficult questions, see how they respond, and Rift Herald's going off in the mid lane means everyone now forced to run up there off the side of Viger's Vixens. They've officially peeled off this dragon and kind of given it over to Zyra Zaddies. They still have some poke available, but Malin separated on the bot side and immediately get jumped on by Mythra. A TP is channeled here, so they're going to have 5 members of Kale's joining this fight. 5v4 temporarily at the dragon, still at half HP. Medeo, Arcane shifting forward, Kazik trying to follow, cannot punish, but Skinny Marin go find it. They're going through, they'll claim the dragon, and now the fight is on Divine Judgment, keeping him alive. He's gonna execute 2, and now Lad is the only one alive. It's a disaster here for Zyra Zaddies. Migrant Vixens has found the route.
Oh, he turned around. Oh no! What a turnaround! Holy cow!
4 members for 1, the only bright star
Yorick
there.
doing Yorick things.
Yeah, Yorick was pushing in the top lane for Zyra Zaddies, but a big commit and probably making the right decision to commit the Kale to teleport to the bot side of the map there. Huge win for them to pick up their first dragon.
You know, I have mixed feelings about that. Yeah, it was a very flashy fight, and it was awesome that it was turned around so quickly after we had basically already said, oh, it's the dragon's going to Zyra Zaddies. But this Yorick is going to do the most annoying Yorick things that Yorick does, and he just be like, okay, have fun over there. I'm gonna go win the game now.
Yeah, and taking the tower was huge, and so now you're just 1 away from that inhibitor. And all told, the gold swing was not huge. It was about even before that fight, and it remains roughly even. One thing it does do is kind of prolong the game a little bit, making sure that you deny that dragon stacking from Zyra Zaddies, which means your Kale has more time to scale. Kale did pick up a good chunk of gold there from the assists, from the kills. And so you're looking at the most fed player on the map right now is a Kale, and that always bodes well for the team that's got her.
And she's going hybrid. Looks like she's going for the Kraken Slayer for the second item. So I don't play top lane like at all, but Hullbreaker I know was changed a while back. Is it still very much a split pushing item? Like, does it still give enhancements to like minions and stuff like that?
You know, I hear mixed things about Hullbreaker. I hear that Hullbreaker is still good, and it's not as bad to join a fight with Hullbreaker anymore, but I don't think it's the 2v1 kind of turbo item that it once was. Certainly if your opponent builds it, you're not forced to match it anymore. It's more just stat efficient in general. Ooh, a teleport coming down from Goji Daddy to head down to the bot lane, trying to save that turret. Yeah, just in time. Belch trying to get out of there. Wow, so much damage immediately onto that Jhin. Now it's there to save the day, though.
Just watch Yorick for the rest of the game. Let's just watch him split push.
Just Hideo thought he could kill that turret, but not quite.
Zyra died.
Jungle.
I wasn't even actually clicking on Yorick that whole time. The camera was just like, hey, let's just follow Yorick.
Goji Daddy is a monster right now.
Looking at hit those minions.
Push. Yeah, just doing. Oh, look, he's got a lot of minions to aid. And it's only little Mowins to answer a Yorick. This is not necessarily the matchup you want. So now finding a second tier 2 turret for a Zyra Zaddy. 700 gold onto that Goji Daddy.
Those empowered auto attacks are like Nasus hits, but then you also have a million minions and the maiden hitting the turrets with you. It makes me so mad. I'm so flustered.
So Trinity Force and Manamune coming out for Ezreal. I was wondering what Medeo was going to go. Definitely, you got the Sheen proc from the Trinity Force, which makes sense. Obviously, Manamune can be carried by that Q, that Mystic Shot of Ezreal. So it seems to make sense and has been putting in some work so far. And what else has been put in work but Mythra just immediately killing anyone who dares face check him.
As Kiana does, she hides in the brushes and she's like, you're mine, especially to that Zyra. It's just no plants allowed. Kale, can you handle her? I think if anyone can, Kale can.
Yeah,
If
Kale
she can't do it,
definitely-
no one can.
And that could be a huge turn too if you are moving through the jungle and you can get the Divine Judgment to cancel out all the damage that Mithra is bringing. That is a one exchange to be sure. Ooh, Mountain's flashing forward. The pillar finds its target, and now Lad is going down. So a little bit of map control here. One from Viger's Vixens. Are they going to try and move around and ward with it, or they'll just take the or take the kill and move away? Dragon is coming up soon, so maybe they gave away one, but it didn't necessarily win them an objective.
Wonder what York's gonna get next. He started building a little tanky now that he's finished his Sorrelda's Grudge and Profane Hydra. Just going all armor.
Yeah, interesting.
Baron.
Maybe Frozen. I don't know if that's going to become Frozen Heart or if that's going to become Randuin's Omen. Not maybe worried about the big crits from Jhin to kind of cull those down a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I could see how it'd be great for Jhin and Trundle, and even potentially with Kale here, depending what she builds next. She actually went into the Rage Blade, so I thought she was going to do Kraken, but it looks like she's just going straight up on hit. She's got the Blade coming up next as Dragon number 4 is taken.
Yeah, tying it up 2 for 2. They took that really quick. Zyra Zaddies knew it was happening. We're waiting to bring their members, and by the time they made the call to go, Dragon was secured by Viger's Vixens. They got out there clean, but Mithra flashing forward finds 2, and the 2 carries. Skinny Marink, though, canceling a lot of that damage, immediately turns it around. Mithra now continuing the assault, but falls in the process. Now because on the back line, it's just not enough. Polly comes down, saving the back line, and it's just all... it's so close now. Right now, the snare falls on Goji Daddy. Jhin, Captain Phelps coming alive with 3 kills, looking for a 4. Curtain Call opens up, but instead, Zyra picks it up with some of that damage over time. 5 down and ace for Viger's Vixens.
And what a total stomp there. I got distracted like mid-fight because Blaine played a fart noise on the stream, and I was just like, what was that? You ruined it all for me. I didn't know what was happening. But now they're going to take Baron.
And that was exactly what I was describing. You had a huge, what looked to be a massive just pick from Mithra. Oh, they are backing off of this Baron as they take so much damage. You thought it looked like a huge pick from Mithra and just 2 squishy targets, but that Divine Judgment from Kale coming through and just saving them from enough damage so that they could immediately turn the fight back around, killing Mithra, killing the damage dealers from Zyra Zaddies, and winning that fight handedly, 5 for 1.
And you know, it looked early on like Zyra Zaddies was really just snowballing out of control with like how many kills they were getting, but now looking back at it, Viger's Vixens has really pulled it up. Like everyone's getting very ahead. They're winning all of these fights like hugely. I almost want Yorick to push even harder. Right now he's playing very safe. He's pushing like a little bit up now, and then he's leaving. And then he'll go help with team fights. I feel like if he just like keeps pushing in on those side lanes, even if they do send a bunch of people to him to take care of him, then at least they can take an objective while he's distracting a couple people. You can die, that's fine. You have the pressure and you're allowing your team to pick up some extra objectives. I don't think he's as helpful right now if he's coming to the team fights or participating in like trying to freeze a lane like this in the mid lane.
No, it seems like that could be one strategy, and Zyra's got to figure out some way to get back into this game. So whether that's through a Yorick split push, especially with these area like control they have of this brand of just making it very difficult for the opposing team to face check. If they can arrive at an objective, even if they don't have the power to do it, they can just stall while their Yorick is pushing. That could be one strategy. And it looks like they're sending their Yorick into the bot lane, but is going to show, and it won't be immediately threatening anything. And Viger's Vixens definitely wanting to threaten this Baron. York and Ezra both showing in side lane, so all the pings are coming down to try to find a quick 3v5 here.
This is a good point where I'd be like, York, just go bot. Just split it all the way down to their turret. Let them try to fight over this Baron, but while that's happening, just take all of their stuff.
Zyra's committing to the poke, trying to find a catch. They're spread out, trying to isolate some members. Curtain Call comes out, does find 1 hit onto Mithra, that's it. So that's a big tool to get a pick, and it does not find a mark. Now they have managed to establish Goji Daddy in a side lane. Pushing out the top is the furthest one down the map. So how is Vegas Vixens going to respond to this one?
See, this makes me nervous because now he's on the side of the map that has the objective, and now he's gonna die, and their whole team's gonna be on the side with the objective. I really wanted him to go bot side so he'd pull them away from the objective, or at least be far enough away where he can just keep going. It'll take them a long time to get to him.
And maybe the team realizing that pulls kind of everyone back to reset. And just like that, we have our 5th dragon of the game coming out. It's only number 5. In these situations, either team can choose to ignore this one and push a lane, or ignore this one and take Baron. Or if you do win it, you could see it as a stepping stone to getting to that soul. So how much do you want to commit? Both teams have to ask themselves that question right now.
And this is gonna be an Earth Drake, so Earth Drake is not my favorite, especially when you don't have like a tankier team. These guys are all generally squishier on the squishier side, so adding a little bit of extra defense isn't going to be like a major difference, especially for Zyra Zaddies, because they're already getting squashed. Adding a little bit of extra resistance, a little tiny shield, isn't going to save you in a fight for the most part.
Oh, and look at this. They're setting up more so around this Baron. And they've made the
They're
call
gonna do
to
it.
start this. Be quiet. We don't know
They're
if
trying to
anyone knows about this
trade.
yet. They're hoping to trade, but 2 members of Viger's Vixens know about this, and now everyone except for the junglers coming up to at least poke away and contest this. They're not making the call to go off, though. Really good takers. They know, but they can't do anything about it. They do find one mark, though, so it looks like one member is going to go down while the rest of the team, he just finds space. The rest of the team securing this Baron. Flash forward from Mal and Vlad. Forced to answer with a flash.
He said, take that.
Ron drops the Pyroclasm, trying to get a kill. Won't work out. Now Skinny Marink running forward, gets exhausted. Turn around, but here's Kha'Zix. And there's a pillar. Lad can't go anywhere. Flashes down. And that is another kill on Zyra.
Goodness gracious. That was a whole lot thrown at Brand.
What a back and forth game. Nothing has come free for either team. The Baron taken, traded right away for Dragon. They secure it, but then they immediately lose a member. And look at this, they're using that Baron, pushing in.
They don't have the Baron.
Using that Baron and pushing in. What? Listen to myself. Somewhere in there, the Baron fell to Viger's Vixen, so they had it all with that one. I don't know who secured that. It seemed like they were a mile away. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Zyra Zaddies had it. Those were just the leftover Rift remnants from the 6 that they got. That's what I was saying.
You're getting me confused. I'm like, who has it? What?
Zyra Zaddies was able to wrench control of the Baron. There was no steal. I was like, they were a mile away. How could they do this? But they don't need no Baron because they
pile driving through all this.
Jeez.
So I don't give a crap about your damage, Brand. I'm running through your base. Yorick opted for the Frozen Heart, which is interesting because the only melee person they have is Trundle.
Well, it does have the aura that reduces the attack speed, right, of nearby enemies. So that I think is the benefit. You're reducing the attack speed of Kayle. Now Jhin doesn't care as much about that, but I think maybe that was the idea.
I'm just wondering because I don't think the aura is very big. That's why I was saying they only have one melee unit, and that's the Trundle. So it's slowing the Trundle, but I don't think it's going to be reaching the other ones.
Yeah, not unless Goji Daddy can get in the face of Kayle.
Yeah. I'm curious
someone's
if Trundle can
asleep
just tear
in the
through
mid
him.
lane. Is that going to be a pick? Cy Heroes come out pretty far. Lulu there to try and save it.
She's burning
You're burning down. Okay, so now a little bit of tempo advantage here to Zyra Zaddy. See if they can finagle their way back in it. Their 7 gold still remains so close. What a back and forth game in round number 1.
No kidding. Like we were saying before the stream, like this, I don't know if it's because we're doing Clash now or what happened, but these past, like this week and last week, have been very tense. They've been very, I feel, balanced. There's been a lot of crazy plays, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm obsessed that Zyra Zaddies has 3 sweepers. 4 sweepers.
They have committed to the map they want to play in the shadows. That is definitely their style. They want to get Mithra in the jungle and force Viger's Vixens to come in and face check them so they can get a pick. And so they care way less about seeing what their opponents are doing. They care way more about just staying.
And I called it in the very beginning, like they were just putting down the vision. They were looking to see where everyone is, and they're committing to that strategy. They control all the vision. Uh-oh, Kiana, are you gonna be okay? Run, girl, run! The pillar's coming!
Playing
right,
so...
They're holding them off. Keep pushing, Yorick, don't go back!
They made the call. He heard you, Goji Daddy. Here's the caster. Rejoins the fight. Oh, Medeo walking a little too far forward. Has to flash away from Skinny Marink, who's pressing forward. There it is. It's just a slice, and one more, and he's down. Oh, gets put to sleep, but buffers it with that Divine Judgment. No damage taken. They find 2. So well played by Skinny Marink. He's a level 17.
Keep
Gale,
pushing.
that's what you do.
Going. Keep going. No.
Oh, both the split pushers getting nervous that Viger's Vixen is going to try to end the game here. So they're both backing. As much as you want to see him push, I mean, perhaps only one could have stayed out and one could have come to stymie it, but it would have been
Brand
close.
could have definitely cleared those waves. Maybe even killed somebody if they committed too hard. They just didn't have the pushing power with just the 2 of them to push it down into the turrets, I don't think. So they would have been godly if Yorick just went in and got got an inhibitor off that.
Well, will remain what if, and that means that Soul will be secured for Viger's Vixens, who finally have managed to pull a lead into this game. They're going to be so difficult to kill, especially as when that's your game. What's working for Zyra Zaddies is Kiana finding those picks, and the one thing about this Mountain Drake is that it's made that just a little bit harder for them to do.
Now they literally have 4 of them. Like there's no mix. It's just mountain, 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 mountain. So it's additional 20% boost to your armor and magic resist. That is wild. It wasn't gonna save Zyra's Daddies if they had it, but it's definitely gonna do some work for Viger's Vixens. oh no, the flash failed. She's gonna judgment herself. She's trying to 1v5, but she can't. The cat is glitching. Oh, Trundle's just like, I'm coming in. Num, 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 num.
Kha'Zix just inserted himself into the middle of the entirety of Zyra Zaddies and lost absolutely no HP for it. I think everything was blown on Skinny Marink to try to drop that Kale, and they found that kill, but that was it. You said it best. It was just nom 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 out of this Kha'Zix on Trundle here. Ooh, Lad trying to go for a steal. Can't find Baron number 2 for his team, and now with Baron, this game might be looking to end quick. Look at Malon's already delivering some small riftlings to the base of Zyra Zaddies.
Little grubbies, the babies. John says, I'm playing focus on the game and I just hear a fart sound and instantly know it's Blaine.
And it does not take them long. They grab that Baron, and now the game is won. Round 1 here. Won by Viger's Vixens, who held on and won it in the late game.
Woo! Oh, who's the captain for their team?
This is something I did not note. Something like their captains?
Viger's Vixens.
Yes, Viger's Vixens.
Skinny Marink. I have to make sure they
Marink.
know to invite us.
Congratulations to Viger's Vixens for that. What a back and forth game. It remained so close until so late into that one.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I message them.
No, perfect. I always feel like Zyra is just a cheat code for like you want to do the most damage in the game. Like, it does not matter what position Zyra's on, she'll just out damage everyone in your whole team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I skipped the screen too fast. But who do you think was MVP for that game?
What a game it was. You had Zyra just who had such a difficult time early trying to match the roam of Mithra, but then Saihiro stabilized so nicely after that. Kha'Zix all over the map. Did Kha'Zix even die? I know for
Nope.
most of the game, 0 deaths. Very, very impactful and helping to make sure that Kale got ascended, which is what you need out of that Kale. I would give it though to Skinamarink playing that Kale. Skinamarink made the plays, made the moves to go forward into those fights, had some clutch divine judgments that came down and blocked a lot of damage. And I think that especially that one, the fight that it looked like that they were caught in their own jungle, that was completely turned on its head by Skinamarink. And then later in the game, just taking that movement speed from Lulu, charging forward and just righteous furying the heck out of Zyra's zaddies. And so I think that even though it's always a team effort, that Skinamarink definitely did a lot of work in that game.
I 100% agree with you. Like, the fights really were turned around by Kale, not only their damage and their kiting ability, but also the judgment was like on point. Judgment is not an easy ability to use correctly. You have to pick the right target, the right timing. The damage comes down very, very delayed. So you have to be in a really good spot to like really use it correctly. So props to Skinny on that. Congratulations on MVP, Skinny Marink. And they said in the chat, they said, oop, I didn't realize we were being followed on stream. Oopsies, surprise. That's why I was like, let me message them real quick, because I don't know if they even know that we're watching them. And with the new Clash style, we got to make sure we follow the winners. So I will have to let, who is... So we'll either be following Skinny Marink for the next game, or we'll be following... Oh, who are we going against?
Oh, as I'm looking at all the players, I'm not even looking at who they're going against. It looks like it is Quay's Hotties. Kung Pao, Benjamin High Life, home of Sexual, Laugh Like Nate, and Mars. And again, no strangers to the stream. We've got another really good one for round 2. Oh, I like the format.
Kung Pao. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we've seen all five of these guys. Like, we're very familiar. Mars, hello, long time no see. I do forget what lane everyone plays, though. I'm kind of the worst at remembering who plays what lanes. Unless they play a signature champion, I don't usually know what they're going to play.
And then especially playing with them like during the week when they're sometimes not on the role that they'll play on like they're willing to play something else for like CMSA, because we always need junglers, or sometimes there's just multiple ADCs that get drafted and your team doesn't have one, and so
or they'll just keep swapping lanes during the same week. We've seen that a couple times. Who are we missing? We're missing Home of Sexual. Home of Sexual, where are you? Let's get her done. Let's get her going.
All right.
I'm very tired today. I'm on this thing where I'm trying not to drink coffee. Not that I'm off of caffeine. I'm definitely still having caffeine. I bought caffeine pills, but like lower dose. They're like 100 milligram caffeine with 100 milligram L-theanine, which is supposed to be like anti-anxiety. So the caffeine doesn't like get you jittery. So it kind of like balances itself. So I take those like in the morning. And then I might have like a small cup of coffee like right after work just to kind of get me through the rest of the day. But my day was very long today. Like I think I had caffeine 8, 9, 10 hours ago. And I didn't have time to brew like extra coffee before the stream. So I'm just kind of like coasting.
That's the nice thing about this format is it brings all the excitement of caffeine.
It brings all the excitement. I'm getting my hits of dopamine directly injected into my eyeballs via CMSA.
I thought it was a pill, not a droplet. I can't even imagine injecting caffeine into your eyes. I hate that visual image so much. Make it go away.
It reminds me of like all the horror movies that I don't want to watch because they stick needles in people's eyes. Ugh.
Nope, absolutely not.
Nope. Peeling off fingernails, injections in the eyes. Blech. No thanks.
If there was a horror movie made about League of Legends, who would be the star?
Ooh, who would be the star? Maybe like it'd probably be like Singed and Mundo. It's like Singed, Mundo, Warwick. You know, like the whole science experiment aesthetic.
Yeah, I could see that as a setting. I was more thinking of, I don't know, my mind went to like Lovecraftian horror, like the things in the shadows, like the fiddlesticks or the nocturnes or like those sort of.
Yeah,
Ginger Oxide agrees
Nocturne
with me here. Nocturne, yeah. That would be. I love like, what is it, like he's like the haunter of nightmares or something, or does he feast on nightmares? I think that'd
Freddy
be
Krueger?
such an interesting. Yeah.
We need a Freddy Krueger Nocturne skin. I don't know, like Nocturne is one of those characters that I just don't know the lore about like at all. So they're literally just this dark ghost. I don't know what their existence is for, what they're supposed to be doing, if they ever did have like a real storyline for him. Like with Fiddlesticks, they had like that whole cinematic thing when he was reworked, so that was like really cool. But Nocturne just is kind of there. So I'm waiting for the Nocturne rework or rebrand.
The lore. That's one thing I have never got into. I'm just slowly trying to learn the champion lines. This week I played a lot of Corki, so the line that I picked up was I'm up to snuff and got me an ace machine. I think is
You're nothing but a whiskey delta. Snuffed up and got me an ace machine.
Yep, that's right.
I got a bogey on my tail.
Yes, he's got some great lines. I've enjoyed having him unmuted as he's made a return to the bot lane. And that thing, I think people are getting trapped playing Corki with like Essence Reaver day one, thinking that first off, his passive, the passive's back. He doesn't have the package anymore. The passive is just bonus true damage, and it also says in the passive that it can activate on Spellblade, but Spellblade doesn't exist on Essence Reaver anymore, so it's kind of a trap to go that. I would love to see Corki in this game as the teams dial into draft.
Yes, let's see the Triforce Corki right away. Because that's really all that has Spellblade now, right? Just Triforce?
Trinity Force does it, or
just
ignore that part of the passive. You can go full lethality Corki and just pop people immediately. You're not maxing Q anymore, you're maxing Gatling Gun. You just cannot even play ball.
Maxing Gatling Gun. Oh my goodness. A Ginger Oxide says, it's good though. That's what I've been rocking. Essence, Navori, and Yuntal. The Sheen feels too clunky to use.
There's so many different ways to go right now. I love the experimentation. I think the low win rate is just a more consequence of people experimenting with Corki and not because Corki's in a bad place.
That's fair. A lot of people haven't played Corki in a long time just because he's been in a weird spot. We got a Viban, a Fizzban, Kog'Maw, Tristana, Zac, and Lissandra. Lissandra's another one that I just keep seeing permabanned. Oh, Kha'Zix gets the Trundle again.
Trundle is open. Want to keep that away from Hui's Hotties, so good pickup here for Viger's Vixens.
That's it. Game over. I'm calling it. Let's go to the game 3. Wrap it up. I do agree with you, Ginger Oxide. The Sheen does feel a little clunky right now. And like there isn't a whole lot of items to build into it for the most part. So unless you're playing Ezreal or a very specific champion who uses Triforce, because like Lichbane isn't even that popular in AP builds either. Like you have to be playing very specific champions, maybe like Fizz or something like that to use Lichbane, and that's even iffy.
Hui's Hottie's scaring me to get right down to 0 before they lock in that Amumu. Lots of CC coming down. And some definitely can stay alive a long time in fights here.
We do love some CC. I love me a good CC team fight.
A lot of the same picks are available for Viger's Vixen, so I'm curious if they'll kind of say, well, it worked very well for us last time.
Let's just do it again. Round 2.
Run it back.
Oh, thinking a Zillion.
Coming down. I mean, Mountains
if they got like a Zillion and Kale, no dying.
Right. It's like Mountains was effective last game on that Lulu. Definitely got some saves in there, but perhaps didn't appreciate being bullied by that lane and wants to bring a little bit of poke himself into that bot lane. So now
At least the poke won't be as heavy
Zillion.
this time. It's just a Morgana. Yeah, Morgana does a little poke, but she's not beating your butt with damage.
Akshan. I have not seen Akshan on this patch. I have heard though that Akshan very strong, so I'm excited to see. Of course, anytime there's stealth, it makes it so difficult. You've always got to be tracking where that camouflage unit's going, and no Kale, so it will not be that Zillion Kale combo. That would have been, I think, that would have been a lot of revive. Team live forever.
Team live forever. I'm depressed that's not going to happen now. Sad panda. I do love Akshan though. Akshan is probably my favorite AD mid laner. Just the roam potential is outrageous, and like you don't see him coming ever unless you have a pink ward sitting like on the edge that he's actually coming down, because the pink wards don't always reach the outer edges. So it's very hard to find him as he's coming. Your mid laner can be like, he's going somewhere, but you never really know where. No Tom Kench. No Brand.
Smart ban there, making sure that stays out of the mid lane. So strong right now.
And no Alawi. Are they gonna grab the Zyra again? Or is that just a troll grab to go against Lad?
Yeah, it definitely seems like you see that text a lot against Lad. The Zyra kind of first pick to deny. Okay, so is Sivir definitely a run at him composition here. He's got a lot of...
My friend Looney, every time he sees Sivir, he's like, trash champion, horrible champion. He's like, you know, we're going to run really fast, though. We're going to go fast. And that's great.
I would
doesn't do any damage, but we go real fast.
I would want to be playing Sivir into Hway's Hotties here. Anytime I see the Samumu, kind of Morgana, things that want to stand in the middle of a team fight and do things, I'm like, yes, give me something for all of my boomerangs to bounce around to and put out the AoE damage. Because, I mean, you will see a little bit of that of Trundle and Aurelia, but those are two champions Sivir does not like dealing with, Trundle and Aurelia. They are very mobile, they can jump on top of you, and it's difficult, even with all the movement speed, to out-kite them.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at this, it's not looking good. Did we get the name of their team? We did.
Oh,
Hway's Hotties,
no.
right?
Is it Hway's Hotties?
You're right. You did say Hway's Hotties. It's not looking good for Hway's Hotties, in my opinion. Like when I look at it, yeah, Mumu's great for starting team fights and kind of controlling the fight for a second. But good luck trying to control a Trundle and an Aurelia when they have a Zillion on them, and they have outrageous damage coming from the backline from the Jhin and the Zyra, and all the crowd control that's thrown in there as well. Like, it's just not going to be a fun time for, like, Vel'Koz and Sivir and Akshan. They're going to get blown up real fast. They get caught by anything. But that's what my opinion is. What do you think?
No, I see that, like, when I look at Veigar's Vixens, I see a lot of really... They can dive together as a team. You've got Jhin that can follow up from a very safe distance as Skinamarink on Aurelia, and Trundle that just harassing the back line of Sivir, who does not like playing against those champions. And then on the flip side of that, you also have Hway's Hotties, who wants to run at Veigar's Vixens, but I think there's some really good disengage tools from Veigar's Vixens. Zyra's excellent disengaging, can just kind of lay down that Stranglethorns and reset a fight. And the Trundle Pillar is really good at just kind of slamming down and saying, nope, y'all are not engaging right now. So that's like what Hway's Hotties wants to do. And they have two really, count them three, because Zillion also excellent at making sure that someone doesn't get caught. Three really good tools at kind of stymieing exactly what Hway's Hotties wants to do.
Yeah, no Hway's Hotties. Big guess for Veigar's Vixens. Calling it now. Throw my money at it. My whole $5.
That's what I'm leaning towards as well here. But
I have $1 actually.
If last week and this week has taught me anything, it's I cannot be certain. Yeah, I never know with these two teams in CMSA. You never know what you're gonna get on Tuesday night.
You're right. It's all wild and completely not predictable at all, to be honest. We're just pretending like we know what we're talking about. I was saying I can only throw $1 into the bet because I told you that I was like throwing away like everything that I'm not gonna be able to move or ship to my new place, and I was opening up like all my important documents and stuff like that, and like my my memory folder, because I have like a folder of like any papers or like cards or pictures from the past or whatever, and I opened up this birthday card from my grandma, and I found $1 in there. So this is the $1 that I have for this bet.
Thanks, Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma.
We'll
I
put it
can
all
now
on,
satisfy my gambling needs. That's what a grandma always wanted.
Oh, I can just see a grandmother writing in there. Gamble it away on something nice.
Yeah. Gamble, gamble, gamble. I make fun of my coworkers all the time because all my coworkers like gamble on sports. So we get new people all the time at where I work. Like it's normal for us. It's not that we have like a bad work environment or anything. We just have a lot of people who work there. So we have lots of new people. So anytime a new person starts at my location, I make sure I introduce them to everybody. And then I always introduce half of them. Oh, this is Santi. He has a gambling problem. So if you ever want to talk about sports and how to lose money, talk to this guy. And they get like upset, but also think it's kind of funny at the same time, because I definitely tease them for spending all their money on sports. I never realized how snatched Siver's waist is in her splash art now. Her face looks weird. Like I miss her old face, but that body yaddy yaddy. Also, I think it was Highlight in the chat before the game started who was saying, "I've been a nasty girl. I've been a nasty girl." Now it's stuck in my head, and I hate that.
We'll see if Highlight puts on a nasty girl performance on Siver here. Looking to be impressed. I've tried Siver one game. I forget what I was going on Siver. Might have been after I gave up on Essence Reaver as an item here. Dark Binding, not finding an early target. But they're definitely still some. I think that's still probably the most popular item on Siver. I think rushing a BF sword into a Zeal item can be very strong on Siver as well, if you're going to supplement that with the kind of mana flow band off Sorcery Tree as well as Presence of Mind, just to make sure you don't have any mana issues.
I want old-fashioned attack speed Siver to come back. Back in 2012, when you can just keep stacking the same item, I would play Siver and I would go 7 Phantom Dancers. And that's when she had the permanently bouncing ricochets. So I would just like auto attack the waves to death, and I would just run into their base and just obliterate everything. And that was my prime of League of Legends. That and AP Janna. In the mid lane, specifically.
Already so many seeds put down by Zyhero in the mid lane on this Zyra, just right away, making it difficult for Home of Sexual to even maneuver.
The very seedy girl.
Pushing in right away. Wave number 1. Goodness gracious.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Can't even encourage you, just jumping right in, trading with Mars. Looking to impress on the auction. I'm really waiting to see how she plays this lane out.
Yeah, I feel like the Akshan's gonna be able to handle the Aurelia until like level 3. And the level 3 Aurelia is just gonna be like, all right, let's fight. I got my passive built up. You're dead now. Goodbye. Big fights going down everywhere. He's gonna flash out of there. They're still dueling up here. She's got her full passive, so she's just like, I'm just gonna heal all back, don't worry.
This is where Aurelia thrives. Poked the lane opponent down low, looking for one mistake. The challenge on the right minion to just go all in and pick up a quick kill before any return damage can be landed. So Mars just have to play real safe back there.
I'm just anxiously awaiting for her to just queue 4 minions, then just dive. I've been a nasty girl. I've been a nasty girl. No, Thirst Trap's been seeing a TikTok of that song. They gave us pause. Oh no, what happened? My leg.
We will hear soon.
Let's see, let's look at the chat.
Yeah, checking out all the lane states. Okay.
Mars is dealing with some lag. Mowen says, I just saved 15% on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Not the sponsorship.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You know what? I haven't had car insurance for a very, very long time because I've had to drive in like 3 or 4 years. So I don't think about insurance very much. But I am getting a motorcycle in a month and a half when I move. So I'm going to have to get insurance. That's what that made me think of. I'm very excited to get a motorcycle.
Have you owned a motorcycle before?
Nope. I'm actually
going...
Yeah, I'm going to get my learner's permit on Thursday. And then I'm going to LA for the week, second week of June. And when I get back, I'm going to take the rider's course and get my license shortly after that. And then a month later, when I move to Los Angeles, is when I'll actually buy the motorcycle.
So many changes, so exciting.
I know. This is what I was saying. Like everything's starting to happen. And it's very exciting.
You can see it right there on the horizon. On a motorcycle. All right.
Yeah, I've always thought motorcycles were so sexy. Well, not all motorcycles. I love sport motorcycles. I don't love like Harleys and stuff like that. Like those don't get me. But I'm all over like motorcycle boy TikTok. Like I just think, for one, I think they're sexy. That's one big thing. But I also think they are very, for one, they're very affordable. Because like straight out buying a motorcycle, like an entry-level one, is between $5,000, $7,000. When you can buy a car for $30,000, big difference. And the insurance is immensely cheaper. It's like a quarter of the price. And gas, I fill up like once every 2 or 3 weeks, and that basically gets me through. Like the gas mileage on motorcycles is outrageously like efficient. And I love efficiency. I've always been the kind of person who does like really quirky modes of transportation. I went a whole 2 years where I rode an electric skateboard all over the place. I didn't have a car. I took an electric skateboard to the grocery store, to the laundromat.
All right.
I was all over the place with all these weird ways of transportation. I use all the scooters in Los Angeles. I don't use the scooters here. I feel like they're not as popular here. I don't know if you've ever been to Los Angeles, but they have a scooter problem. Have you noticed?
I don't know that I was that like keen on looking at scooters when I was there. I was just visiting, so I was like looking at the Walk of Fame and all the landmarks.
So the thing about living in LA, their scooter problem is they are everywhere and people just drop them in random places. So they're just like littering the streets. There are scooters thrown in every corner, all over the sidewalks. Sometimes they're just laying in the street. They are freaking everywhere. And that's a big reason why Chicago was like took forever to even allow the scooters here, and why there still isn't very many. It's because they saw what happened in Los Angeles and they have a problem.
It seems like you'd want an ordinance or something to prevent companies from just depositing their scooters all over your city.
And see, they do, and they have like designated spots like in the apps where like if you don't put it in the spot, like you get charged and stuff like that. But there's just so many of them that if there isn't a place to put it, they just put it wherever. Wow. It's wild. Like it's insane. You'll just be driving around like, wow, who needs trash when you can just put scooters all over the place?
Throw a scooter everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, just put the scooter here and here and here.
I know so little about motorcycles. Do they have electric motorcycles, or are those just mopeds?
They have electric motorcycles. They're not very popular. Because I mean, motorcycle drivers like the vroom vroom, whereas electric are not vroom vroom. I personally would love an electric one. Oh, the game's back on. I would love an electric one because I don't want the vroom vroom. I want the mobility and the cheapness. But electric motorcycles are not cheap. They are very expensive.
Well, I want to see the
big damage coming down
on the rift. Yeah, right away. Ooh, splashing forward. Cy Hero did get one auto attack and we'll have to wait and see. Is that Velkov's gonna fall? Was there any DOT? Is Scorch available? What's the over-under? You have $1 to bet. First blood going to Cy Hero.
Not the client trolling us.
Just wanted to pause for dramatic effect there right before first blood. Oh, and Skating Rank trying to use the close HP to find something, but Mars is just always there to trade back right away, so keeping it even. This early pushing power from Sivir also now beginning to go away. Ooh, a big trade. Yeah, you can't be missing that or you're just going to lose HP for nothing here. Sivir running out of mana here, so the pushing power of Hui's Hottie is going to start dissolving a little bit as Felch and Malin starting to move out here. They do have a lot of chain CC, but don't quite have the HP to want to aggressively trade right now. Hero landing that grass.
Hero bobbing and weaving, duck, dive, dip, dive, and dodging as his Vel'Koz is throwing all of his abilities and whiffing all of them.
But not whiffing on the last hitting. Homosexual really getting every last creep for himself here, but Kha'Zix wants to start challenging.
Who's thinking about it?
Walks away. Should have waited just a second longer as Homosexual moves over to ward right as Kha'Zix leaves. They pass like ships in the night.
Ships in the night.
So just a lull right now as perhaps both teams waiting to maybe make a play around Rift Herald. The bot lane from Vegas Vixens has taken the base. So that means a serrated Dirk on to Jhin. So if Benjamin Highlife and Laugh Like Nate don't find a base timing soon, they'll be pinned into lane with no way to fight back against all that lethality.
Yeah, I'm curious if Mars's lag issues have been resolved, if they might still be struggling a little bit. They are definitely behind on the farm. They've got about half the farm of Aurelia, so that's quite unfortunate for being a top laner.
It's also, I mean, it is Aurelia.
It's Aurelia, yeah. She just gets all of it for
farm
free.
Evenly, yeah, super easily. And Mars, she's been forced under the turret. Ooh, right away. Like, taking it all in with the ult immediately. Can't quite score one, so good maneuver out of there by Mars, who wants to buy a little bit of room just to CS here. Does have a large wave coming into him. And bot lane got the base. You got BF sword on Sivir versus Dirk, and you're right. Skin Rank about to meet Kung Pao.
Here comes Trundle. Here comes Trundle. Oh, the pillar lands. The 2v1. Oh, a 4v1. Oh my goodness, the commitment. Oh, they lose their ADC for it, but hey, domination.
Yeah, making the right move. I don't know if there was no flash available, just finding a dark binding at the right time to at least score something back for Hui's Hotties. But we saw this last game, Vegas Vixens willing to bring up that support, make something happen around this first objective, and they used it well, getting a lot of pushing power and able to end the game quick once they got into that late game. So 3 scored for Vegas Vixens.
We love 3 grubbies. Morgana starting the dragon. Mumu's on his way with his little legs.
They're pulling it out. They do have tempo on this. They've got 4 members, and this is generally the play you want to make. Just trade away the opposite side of the map. Can't contest. So Infernal Drake falls. Hui's Hotties.
Next one's gonna be a Mountain Drake. Mumu coming down for a gank.
Looking for it. Finds a
Oh
root. And bandage toss. Finds a target mounts for the flash. Yep. Ooh, highlight.
That was 3. Not a great place to be as Akshan being pushed up into that Aurelia. That is danger.
A long lane to work with. Dodging the blade.
Oh no,
dance,
we missed it! Just keep autoing. Just keep autoing. Oh god. Oh, the flash. Whew.
Oh, wow. Just getting out of that ultimate there in the nick of time. But it's just you can't take a base here. You don't have teleport available. They are committing all their resources to the bot lane, so Mars's objective is just hold on here. Let your rest of your team keep doing things. Captain Felch moving into Laugh Like Nate, having to hit a little bit of CC, but that black shield keeping him alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, not the laser. Oh, did she die? She lives. She's burning. She's healing. She's fine. Run for your life. The camera really wants to watch top lane. No matter what's going on anywhere else, it just keeps going back up to Aurelia. She's like, oh, she's gonna do her thing. And he takes him down. You know, after all of those attempts, at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, she's just now getting the kill. So I would say Akshan's doing pretty good at staying alive at this point.
Yeah, doing everything he can. It's gonna feel painful to miss that, well, Dark Binding and miss all those creeps coming in. Ooh, curtain call comes out. Let's see. Number 1, number 2. Highlight just tanking it up for his support. Gonna have, of course, that spell shield, double shield from both ladies in the bot lane on Hui's Hotties. Hard to really for Vegas Vixens to find anything.
Hui's Hotties.
Continue to farm well. Now seeing him base, they'll probably just push this out, take a reset, see what Captain comes back. There's some knockup. Home up, Sexual. You're in trouble.
The Ignite is OP!
A hero, that damage over time, picking up another kill. 3 now for this mid lane Zyra.
Yeah, 3-0. They're going into that Scorch item you keep talking about. It's just gonna burn, 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 baby. Blackfire Torch, is that what it's called?
Blackfire Torch, yeah. And such a different look for Psy Hero this game compared to last, where Kiana was just all over Psy Hero's every move. And now it's Psy Hero that is being the aggressor.
He's the bully. So I'll beat you up, Squidward.
So you saw this last game and you're seeing it again. Vegas Vixens pulls up the support. They're going to use it right away, or use the support right away to try to make sure they secure all 6 grubs. Let's see if Hui's Hotties is going to try and answer, if they're just willing to concede this.
Who doesn't want them to? They're gonna be zoned out too hard. Oh, Momo's gonna try to put his face in it, but Zyra's like, well, you can stay over there. He's taking too much damage. Oh, he's held still for so long. He's got the Zillion ult on him. I don't think he's gonna quite go down. Momo's sneaking in there to try to get those grubbies. So that's 1 over to a Momo. Momo ults! Everyone's locked down! Big damage! Everyone taking damage all at one time! Run, Zillion, run! Early's like, let me just clean this up. Come here. Whee! Yeah, you better run, girl. You're a little low. Alright, so that's 2 grubs going over to red side and 4 over to blue side.
Yeah, what an exchange. Both sides unwilling to yield, and they just said, we'll fight for the death and see who comes out on top. And it's really hard to say who came out on top. More grubs went over to the side of Hui's Hotties. Ooh, and now Benjamin Highlight, you better start running the pillar, knocking them back. Gonna have to use all that speed available here. Spell shield down, but it's just enough to step out of that curtain call. Which means that those abilities not available for Dragon here, as it looks like both sides now doing the same dance we just saw at Rift. Gonna try to move in and take control of this Dragon. He's got him here though on the side of Hui's Hotties. Laugh like Nate, moving in, trying to find something. Kung Pao moving in. Captain Felch, you were so low, burning with that red buff. It's not gonna be enough. The Vanitas will finish him, moving right in. Meanwhile, Psy Hero trying to do the best to dodge home, and Sexual putting down some damage, as both sides have just sort of taken a little bit of damage. They've walked away. They did take down Captain Felch on Jin, so they have a numbers advantage here, and they decide to start up Dragon, and Vigor's Vixen is just recalling.
Yeah, looks like we Dragon number 2.
Yeah, the only thing they can do is go for a steal, but no one's really in the range to do so. Yeah,
Trundle isn't necessarily the jump in and steal kind of jungler.
Whatsoever.
Ooh, big damage going on Zyra, and the shutdown? Oh, she already died before, so no shutdown. The Cloud wins Quicken. It's going to be an Air Soul.
Plate there, they
Cloud
managed
Soul.
to find no one here in the mid lane, but they are going to have to reset because you got Captain Falcon Zillion just shoving for free in the bot lane. Someone's got to go and collect those minions. It might as well be Laugh Like Nate. Rift Herald now spawns, and this time Hui's Hotties say, we want this objective. They're moving right on.
Interesting that Akshan is going the Blade of the Ruined King first item. They took the slow off of it, didn't they? So it's a little weaker on the ADCs?
On the first hit, they've taken it away. It's back to, on the third hit, it now procs a slow.
Okay, for ranged and melee.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So not too bad with Akshan since he does 2 autos per hit, basically. Rift Herald going over to Vigar's Vixens.
Vixens, yeah, it was Hui's Highs that started that up, and now they punish. They take the Rift Herald, moving right on now to continue to punish Mars. So a kill found and an objective. Captain Phelps moving forward, gets resurrected. Does not have a 4-shot lined up. Does have a curtain call. 1 dodge. Number 2 finds its mark, but will pay with Jin's life. Captain Phelps falls.
I love how he just dedicated himself to the ultimate as soon as he got revived. He's like, you know what? Let's do it. Skill shots. Oh. The Rift Herald did get dropped on the top side. They're running it in for a second turret. As Akshan does finish up his Blade of the Ruined King. Our mid laners both got their Blackfire torches. League of Blackfire torch.
That is the item. Even having received a hotfix, still in such a good state for these mid laners.
Oh, Hatsumomo69 says, my name is Firefly, and I am rooting for Zyra.
Welcome. Thank you, Firefly.
And
Sure, Zyra
you might not
feels
even
your
have to root for
good
her. She's
vibe.
doing great. She don't need
Rooting
support.
for Zyra. Get it?
Not the rooting. Plant jokes. Are you a plant dad, Sam? Do you have plants? Do you take care of plants?
I do. I do have some plants. I'll move one behind me for next week's stream. So you can see my
Perfect. Get to
babies.
see one of your plant children. The babies. I try to be a plant dad. I bought 2 plants. I let them both die. I'm the worst. I even let one die and I let it sit up on my shelf for like 6 months after it died, just because I thought it fit the aesthetic.
Well,
Oh!
Zillion doesn't want to see plants die, hitting that
Nope.
resurrection right onto his plant. My hero walking away.
Timing on that. Not Zyra being revived as I'm talking about plants dying.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Infinity Edge done now for High Life on Simmer, so it's a good chunk of damage. Gets kind of the 1, 2, 3 autos, that W reset. All with that crit damage coming through, but isn't going to feel strong until it gets onto 3 items. But let me hold that thought, because Skinnerink going for Mars, who all Mars wants to do is farm, and Malin's here to say, you don't even get to move.
It means farm. You can farm champions. I'm kind of enjoying that there isn't like a major split push thing going on in this game like we had last game. I mean, it was really cool to watch last game, but now we're getting a very different playstyle. Now we're gonna have a lot of team fights going on, like a lot of team fights. Laser! He said, get off my lawn.
Oh, there's some burn, but not quite enough.
It's my
Finds
pesticide
its
laser.
target. Binding doesn't find its target, so everyone will just walk away from that one with some damage. And the thing about it is, like, Skinnerink on Irelia can definitely split push into this team, especially with how far ahead Skinnerink is. However, but also Skinnerink likes to come to these fights because, as we said in the pregame, like it's really difficult for Hui's Hotties to deal with Irelia diving on them. They've really got to do what Homosexual just demonstrated, which is kind of stay in the shadows, hit some CC, and follow it up with a lot of burst and damage.
Oop. They lost to Vel'Koz. I don't know if they want to do this dragon right now without him. Irelia's like, let me just run at ya. Come here.
Yeah, Vigar's Vixens is fully
She
committed
catches
to
a
this.
stare. Oh, the flash right out. He said, I don't want that. And it gets turned right around. Turn the beat around. It really misses the ult, but she's still gonna keep chasing. She's like, just kidding. I'll go get Grump. That should be a dragon for Viger's Vixens.
Yeah, I mean, I think Quay's Hotties had the right idea of, okay, we're not going to win this one. Let's try to stall as long as we can. And they're trying to find something on the back of it. Skinner hanging around a little bit. And now that's taking a lot of damage. A shutdown from Benjamin High Life here. And look at this dragon. It's still a possibility. They're moving in with Kung Pao. It's going to be a 50-50. Who's got the fight down to 1 HP? And a Mumu claims it with that damage over time. So they've come in and stolen it. And now Jin, Curtain Call trying to get some kills back. But even if all of them land, it's not enough for a kill. What a turnaround. You said it, and then it did not happen as Quay's Hotties willed their way onto that dragon number 3.
Yeah, not Viger's Vixens doing it a little too slow and giving them time to respawn, go back to base, and come back and be like, all right, let's catch this Aurelia out, and then we'll go take the dragon, and then we'll also take a turret on the top side. How about that for an exchange?
Flashing forward.
Zillion said, I'm too fast.
It's like what was happening there is you had Sivir and a Mumu hanging around after one member got picked, another member got sent home to base. Obviously, Auction was just top the whole time, and they were making the call just to kind of give Dragon. That was clearly the call that they wanted to lose as gracefully and as slowly as possible while poking. That really didn't get accomplished, but what did happen was they punished that Skinamarink overstaying, not thinking that, oh, we got to pick. There's no way they're going to try and punish me, and absolutely Quay's Hotties calls the bluff, finds the kill, and so much more. So, but the gold's still super close, but they've got to be pleased with 3 dragons.
Oh yeah, Skinamarink got a little greedy. He's like, I'm going to hang out here, and someone's going to walk in here, and I'm going to fight him. And then 3 people walked out, and he was like, uh-oh. Oh, she's trying to come behind. Down he goes. 1 for 1. Rampage. That's a Rampage on Sivir. Oh.
Yeah, Flicker Blade completed for Sivir, so at that 2 items, going to be feeling real strong, especially if you leave her alone in these fights. And she's got a lot of safety. I mean, Benjamin High Life can really go to town here, having Spell Shield to block some CCs, having Laugh Like Nate's Black Shield to block more, and so that's what you want, just to have that Sivir putting out a lot of damage, and no one is particularly tanky on the side of Viger's Vixens.
Yeah, I kind of wish Vel'Koz would have maybe gone more of the bursty build. I get the burn thing is really OP now with the Blackfire Torch, but they're not very tanky on Viger's Vixens. They're kind of just a little healthy and sustaining, so you kind of want to burst them faster. So I would almost go for like the Storm Razor and like the Luden's Echo. Is Luden's Echo still a thing? Or Luden's Companion?
Luden's Companion is still a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would have went for a more bursty build. That's just my personal opinion though. I'm sure the burn build is just fine. But I feel like a little extra burst would be a little bit better than like the damage over time. Because these guys can just sustain it right back for the most part. Oh yeah, you're going in hard, girl. Oh, she got the Zillion ult, so it's okay. I'm alive.
They are doing what they can. Well coordinated there from Viger's Vixens. They just kind of send everything. But you showing there is a little bit of disengage here coming out of Quay's Hotties, especially using that Sivir ult defensively to just make sure everyone scurries away to safety. And now the shoes on the other foot as they're pushing down the mid lane. Whoa.
Ooh, scary! Oh, is Mumu gonna live? He's not, but they're gonna take 3 with him, so it's worth it. Here comes Aurelia for the cleanup. Spell shield goes down, gets popped. Aurelia can't dash again, but it's okay. She just stands still and auto. She should give up on Squidward, but I mean, that works out. 7-1 Aurelia.
Kenny just arriving in the nick of time to kind of save that play. It was a disaster there for a while. Oh, Comeuppance coming down, trying to get a kill. Does not land on Skinamarink, though.
The nubs don't block Comeuppance, right? The little nubs from the dead turrets?
Correct.
Okay.
No, not a structure there. One of my favorite ability names is Comeuppance. Just makes so much sense with what, with what he's trying to do. But unfortunately, Blade Runner King not adding a ton of extra damage that I think once Mars finds her second item, though, then we'll start to see that ultimate do a little bit more, be a little bit more threatening here on the Rift.
Yeah, once they start getting some damage on there, they're gonna hurt.
A whole team here now, trying to get in position to get some control of this area. Both teams just sort of
They CC
waiting.
one fighter, and the other fighter runs past and like, hey, I'll come in.
Well, now Kung Pao is here.
Ooh, they're gonna catch it.
Dragon's up. Ooh, Skinamarink gonna lose a lot of HP. That was a big part of your engage that you can go forward with, and so they've lost that. Now it's only Kha'Zix. And yeah, Skinamarink channeling that recall. Does have teleport available though. WayZadi's playing this as slow as they can, pulling out this dragon. They have brought Mars down here, so it's a 5v5. Belgium are all alone on the
get
side.
caught out
Maybe
there.
looking for a curtain call or something.
Red team has slain the dragon.
They'll just end up giving this one
That
away.
is Soul already. Cloud
24
Soul.
minutes for WayZadi. They have the soul, and look at them immediately gallop onto that mid lane.
They're thinking about
Things
Baron.
going down for Baron.
It's like, can we do it? Can we greed this? Can we just take all the objectives? Are all of them ours? It feels like it's
Skinny!
all
How
ours.
skinny are you? Not skinny enough. The first
Not
Phantom
skinny.
Toss lands and immediately left with no HP bar. Now, if there was any doubt about Baron, there is not anymore. They're fully set up for this one.
Oh, now they're gonna get a second one. Oh yeah, that Baron's gotta be theirs. They said, yeah, all these objectives are ours. Looking to see if anyone's gonna get caught out here. Looks like they are just gonna let them have it and not try to contest it too hard. Nope, we'll just get this mid turret.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
This fight from WayZadi's heads.
They're going for a second one.
For Vegas Vixens. Yeah, they do have those grubbies, so they're spawning. They do. They find a little bit of
Damn.
payback in the mid lane there with 2 quick turrets.
They said, oh, you guys want to get an objective? We're gonna take 2 of them. How about that?
Yeah, nothing for free here.
Catch me in mid lane. How about that?
The game's still so close. I mean, even after all those objectives traded, the Barons, 4 dragons here, just a 2,000 gold. They've got it. They definitely are in a good position though with all of these dragons that they have, and they are an ult-reliant team. They definitely are stronger with that. So this is in the movement speed, never bad.
I mean, Aurelia is really the only one that's ahead on Vigorous Vixens right now, and they are having the tendency to get caught out or taken care of very quickly. They catch those Morgana snares, and they're just getting absolutely obliterated. So not having that just instantly means loss. And they're also not that tanky yet. Maybe after their 4th or 5th item, they'll be okay, but right now they're just not able to handle all that damage that's coming down.
Yeah, they're much better off when the fights are more spread out. You can find kind of isolated 1v1s, 2v2s kind of while in the midst of a fight. And with the way WayZadi's are just clumping together, saying, what are you going to do, really? Jump on top of me and just immediately eat a Curse of the Sad Mummy. You're going to be completely stunned there. And so, and that has really paralyzed what Vegas Vixens wants to do. And you can see it here, like Malwin's support has been sent to answer Mars in the bot lane, and they're still not looking to even fight in the mid lane.
Oh, they're gonna get him.
There they go. Curse of Sad Mummy comes down, immediately followed up by 2 other ultimates. 1 down, and now Kha'Zix finding some. Kha'Zix is the tanky member here, but oh, look at that. As the deconstruction coming down from Squid, from Homosexual on this Squid First Championship highlight. Finding another one with that boomerang blade. Rez is hit, but how much time has it bought you, Malwin?
Is this going to be the game closer?
Go wide. They do have Baron available. They have a couple cannons, though. Without any melees, minions, there's really no way to actually take the turrets quickly.
Take this. Ooh, we got double boomerangs, just realized. We got Sivir and Akshan. It's the boomerang squad.
Double boomerangs and double shields. That's really all you need, apparently. Proving the pregame predictions, saying, wait, you forgot about the boomerangs and the shield stuff. Like, I did not consider that.
And if you didn't know, in Legends of Runeterra, the card game, The Akshan Sivir deck is a very popular deck.
Oh.
Because Akshan makes a bunch of enhancements that he gives to Sivir, and then Sivir gives all of her enhancements to her whole team. So it's a cool boomerang squad thing.
Safe to say it's coming full circle then, as these teams try and, well, one side closing it out, the other side just wanting to hang around. It's going to be very challenging, though, for Vigor's Vixens to get back in this game. They've proven that, they're proven that again. Here
Not
comes
catching
Dark
up to
Binding.
Aurelia again. Oh, no.
And that
Skinny.
Skinny has been the mark here for Hui's Hotties, and it just means that, oh, it's another Dark Binding finds its mark, and this is going to be picked now. It's down 5v3.
Summerton in chat saying, my name is Hatsumomo, and I am rooting for Aurelia. We're rooting over her grave, because she dead.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Side Hero is deciding to go to the opposite side of the map, leaving Kha'Zix and Captain Felch to try and hold off this push. Just the two of them. Teammates still a ways from going in. Out, going in right away. Vanitas finding its mark. Goodbye. One tower falls. Zyra on the other side, and that's not going to be enough.
Oh, not the Dark Binding.
Danny immediately in the Dark Binding. Zyra is forced to recall. Side Hero, you're not going to be the hero now. Going down, putting down a lot of damage, but it is too little, too late as the Nexus falls. Game 2 goes to Hui's Hotties.
We make sure Kung Pao knows to invite us. And we'll switch to MVP mode. Oh my goodness. I know who I'm going to vote for MVP. I'm curious if you have the same opinion. Who do you think was MVP for that game?
Yeah, I'm looking at the... It definitely, there was such a team effort here. So many little picks that were happening. I'm looking at like the damage that Home of Sexual was able to put out. Benjamin Highlife just riding the early game. I think I tend to lean towards those Dark Bindings that were happening in the darkness here for Hui's Hotties that really precipitated so many of the picks that were happening onto Skinamarink and the front line of Beggar's Vixen. So I'm leaning towards Laugh Like Nate. How do you feel?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Good job, good job. I mean, Homosexual is doing a crap ton of damage, like a crap ton, which is great. We love that. But Laugh Like Nate literally land every single Dark Binding right on Aurelia's face every single time they showed up on screen. And that was the one thing they needed to do to win that game, because Aurelia was the only one ahead. And they were also the only one who was like a problem, I guess, in a sense. Like, I don't know. They were just like, here, whatever you want to do, you can't do it. Goodbye. And it was all thanks to Morgana. So congratulations, Laugh Like Nate, on getting MVP. Woo! We got the invite from Kung Pao. Laugh Like Nate says, y'all better stop. Kellen says, "Grats, Nate." Yeah, Benjamin Highlife also said, "I vote Nate. Those bindings were game winning." And Poggle LOL said, "I hope Jin didn't build BT because they thought it still had crit." Yeah, that's unfortunate that the Bloodthirster doesn't have crit anymore. I don't love that. Although it is great that Yone and Yasuo no longer have that. They can't just rush it first item and have 40% crit right off the bat, as well as the lifesteal.
Yeah, it does. It feels odd that there's no like crit lifesteal items. I think it is healthier for the game though. You've got to kind of invest in it if that's something you're going to go for.
I don't want healthy. I want to win. Summerton says Nate 8. That was a good one. I love that one. It's barely coming up on 9 o'clock, so I'm curious if the previous game is going to last much longer, or if it's gonna be a quick one, just kind of like the ones we just had. Because we've had some quick games. I think last week we didn't start game 3 till like 9:30 almost.
Late, yes, it absolutely was. And then the other side of the bracket was also going late. So Hui's Hotties moving into our final match here. Right now, Kaisa's Kittens and Nyla's Naughties are duking it out. Nyla's Naughties having Zerozen, Dirk, Skippy McSkipper,
Skippy McSkipper,
Threesh, Liam, Kaisa's Kittens with John.
John. Now me coming into the chat every
Ram
single time we start the
Rosie,
stream is like,
Tyler,
John, where are you?
John.
Kelton
Oh,
says, who
dude.
did you watch for the first game? We watched Zyra Zaddies and Vigar's Vixens.
Tigers Vixens in
Yes.
round 1. That's right.
And then we followed Vigar's Vixens because they won as they faced off against Huey's Hotties. And now it's going to be Huey's
we'll
Hotties
watch-
versus
yeah.
somebody.
Kaisa's Kittens or Nyla's Naughties.
Who will it be? Who will be the victor? Bum, 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 bum.
So going into this third game, I really want to see an ADC just pop off. I know last week we got to see a great performance from that Tristana that just went lights out to carry game number.
And that was a mid
3.
Tristana, wasn't it?
No, it was a bot lane Tristana by it was such a cool name. I remember it started with a V, and now it was a new player to the stream. But so I'm hoping, especially now with all the ADC items that have been retooled, I want to see a strong ADC in action in game number 3. That's what I'm hoping to see.
No, you're not the first person to say that ADCs have gotten better with the new adjustments. I've only played 2 games of ADC, so I don't know for sure. But when I'm looking at it, I don't feel like it got better. I feel like it got more challenging or more late game oriented, is I guess a way to put it.
2 things that I like about this patch. One is that BF Sword's a really strong spike, and it's 1,300 gold. It oftentimes both sides would like to take a first back and get that BF Sword. And what's nice is so I feel like this is skill expressive, because if one ADC can get a clear advantage over the other, they then can start kind of a small snowball in their lane with a BF Sword while the opponent can't get a full item and has to decide, do I divert my build with a pickaxe, or do I not buy anything, which is really not an option, or do I go boots to try to stay alive? So then one ADC can get ahead, and if there's some talent behind that, you can then snowball that into more kills or just more control of the map. Now, I would agree with you. At one item, it doesn't feel as good because you're either attacking really slow because you rushed an Infinity Edge, or you skipped a crit item. And so it's kind of, there's this awkward moment. But once you get 2 items and then into 3 items, I feel like it feels really, really good. You're doing a ton of damage. And because they've given movement speed on all the Zeal items, you start flying around the map. It feels like you're carrying through damage and through movement speed. And so you can dodge abilities in the middle of fights. You're not just going to sit there and space glide moving a millimeter every single time. It's more tactical than that, where you're putting big chunky autos out at still a really good clip though, but you have the movement speed to dodge things. So I think that's where some people are seeing it, where how it's fun to play. But that's sort of how I'm interpreting it right now.
How do you feel about the Zephyr augment on the Swiftfoot boots?
I want to like it. I've gotten to it, I think, twice. The 3rd or 4th time I got to it, I actually didn't go it. I sold the boot item because there's so much movement speed on the Zeal items that you can literally get away with just selling your boots at that point in the game and just buying another item that has movement speed on it, and you're still faster than everyone else in the game. I think that's cool that they shifted some of the power from just doing damage to, okay, now you do a lot of damage, but you're also really speedy. So I don't know if it's a trap or not. I haven't quite made up my mind. I see some other players that are also just opting not to go for the Zephyr and selling it at that point, just getting another item with movement speed. So not sure. It's also rare that you get to that high level, since it's level gated, not just gold gated, as an ADC.
Yeah, I liked the idea of it in the sense of I think when it was very first talked about, like in PvE or something like that, they had like extra stats to it besides just the speed boost. So I was like, oh god, this is insane. Everyone's basically getting an extra item, they're getting extra damage and extra attack speed, extra move speed. Like there was a whole lot to it, I think, when I first saw it. And then like when it actually launched, I'm looking at it, it's basically just the extra speed boost, like when you're like landing auto attacks or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a great idea that there's like a finish line for ADCs. Like when you get to the end, there's this cool thing that no one else can have, or that no one else is going to be doing, that you can do. But like you were saying, and that's something I didn't think of, is if all the Zeal items now have like all this movement speed on them, then we'll all just do what we've been doing and just get another item that has movement speed built into it, and it won't even feel that bad. It'll actually probably feel better. So yeah, I feel like maybe they rework. I don't know if they would want to rework the movement speed on the Zeal items to make them not so speedy, or if they want to rework the boot augment to maybe bring back some of those stats to make it seem a little bit more like a sixth item rather than just like a slightly enhanced boot.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see kind of where the player's opinion is going to fall. I mean, that's just my first blush at the Zeal item, or at the boot item. Who knows if that's sort of what is optimal or not. But I agree. I think I love the idea, and I hope that they continue to kind of play in this design space. One thing you said that I found I was like, yes, that's definitely true, is that it feels good to be like late game ADC. And I think for the last like couple seasons, it's like you could get to 6 items and you still felt like, oh, I can't get through this character, or I can't survive, or I'm getting one shot. And right now, if you get to that kind of end game fantasy as a marksman, you get to really fulfill that role of, I'm going to carry for my team now. Now, granted, you rarely get to full 6 items as an ADC, but when you get there, boy, does it feel, you get that dopamine rush. Feels good.
Yeah, I mean, that's me on Kate, because I don't feel like I'm playing the game until I'm at my 4th item, and then by the time you get to your 4th item, you're pretty quickly getting to your 5th and 6th items. So that's when it feels really good to play Kate, or even on like Samira. Like once I get to those items, I feel pretty cray. I don't. When I think about other ADCs, I think a lot more ADCs have a lot more power in the early game, and I don't usually play those kinds of ADCs. So maybe they're not getting the later game advantage that some of my ADCs are typically getting. I don't know. I'm also rambling a little bit.
Though, Samira is strong right now. That's my go-to ban after the Draven nerfs.
You think
Samira
so? What makes her strong right now?
Definitely strong. I think because of the delay in power. So one item, most ADCs are not opting to go for like a Kraken or something that's good off one item. A lot of them are going like Infinity Edge, which is delaying your power spike. And so if you can play a lane bully or something that's really strong like a Samira, you just get to kind of keep the enemy ADC down, get kills and farm the enemies. And plus she does like the new items, like new Bloodthirster, just packing a lot of lifesteal and just, or not like that, but just a lot of punch into it. There's just the survivability that she's got and damage is just instant one-shot burst right now. So very, very strong. I think one of the top 5 in win rate as well.
Bet. I'm playing Samira from now on, and that's it. Taking her mid lane, taking her top lane. We're doing jungle Samira.
And Collector feels really good as a rush. Most of the ADCs that can go Collector first, you saw it in the Jhin from Captain Phelps last game. Collector is a very strong kind of first item. Plus, it's got a much easier build path than BF Sword, so you can even if you don't go back with 1100, you'll still be able to go longsword, and scale right into that Dirk rather than trying to save up 1300 for a BF Sword, which can be challenging for some ADCs to hit, especially if the lane is not going their way.
They're bullying you, then yeah, it's a little hard to farm for that. But yeah, I see what you're saying, and I usually do, like in the past, have always rushed a Collector first on Samira. Did they change Collector at all, where they took like crit off of it or anything?
So right now, Collector is going to have crit and AD, or is it crit AD and lethality?
Yeah, it was crit AD and lethality before, so unless they changed it.
It still has crit AD and lethality.
So that's great. So that's going to be one of the fewer items that basically hits all the marks. I mean, without attack speed, but when you're playing Samira, you really don't need that much attack speed. You're just spamming abilities, just smashing your face on the keyboard and praying for a win. At least that's how I play. I'll have a few bruises on my cheeks when I'm doing it. Gotta do what you gotta do. I do love the casting type of like carries rather than just the auto attack type. Except for Kate, just because Kate's so freaking safe. Like I can literally just hang back and not have to deal with the threat that's in front of me.
You drive me insane. That's like the one, I think Caitlyn as a champion tilts me the most because I like to play aggressive, and it's just like every time I play against a Caitlyn, they just opt out of every trade or opt out of every all-in, and I'm just like, okay, I can't, I'm useless. You're not interacting with me. And
their
have
combo like removes them from the situation while also dealing like a crap ton of damage to you in return. Right. They land that net, you're getting wrecked. Said, you want to have an exchange? Take this. And I'm all the way out here, so I'm even going to take anything back.
All right. I'm trying to see how much time we're at in this game, just so we can see.
Right, I don't want to get to 9:30.
Where are we going?
Chroma has to do laundry before bed. And I've been doing a fixed sleep schedule lately where I've been like getting in bed at 10 and kind of like falling asleep around 11:30 after a little bit of wind down. But might be a little bit late tonight because I need to do some laundry. And part of that laundry is also my bed stuff because it's time. And I can't go to bed without my bed stuff. That's sleeping directly on a mattress.
Yes, that by someone who, doesn't want to sleep on a mattress.
Question: what do you think about people who sell their used mattress?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
That's what I think too. I was getting my hair cut today and I was talking about how I was like selling all my furniture and stuff, and like my bed frame came up and stuff, and she's like, oh, you should just sell your mattress. I was like, my used mattress? Like my 3-year-old used mattress? I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'm getting a new one. I'm not taking it with me, but I'm not going to sell it. I don't want anyone to buy it. That's gross.
Oh, I mean, I guess, hey, if someone's going to pay me for my used mattress, then sure, you can buy it off my hands. Otherwise,
if it was like a $1,000 plus mattress that's been like in a protector and like all this cool stuff, and it's like a well-known brand like Nectar or Blue or whatever those brands are, then I would do it. I would put it up and make like maybe like $500, $400. But this is like one of those like mattress out of the boxes $400 mattresses that is not that valuable. So I don't think we need to be putting it up on the Facebook Marketplace.
That's just important that you can, as long as you can sleep at night, that's what's important.
Yeah, I guess someone really in need may enjoy my mattress. Highlight says, sorry, intense AF game. You should have watched it. I'm sorry. I don't ever want to like get into like another game and then it like end and then I not see that the game ended and then I'm postponing us. So I never go into another spectate. Also, I can't spectate your guys' custom games, so I don't have to spectate something that's not a custom. Unless you guys invite me as a spectator. But they are loading in now, so we've got Highlight loading in, Durjanoon, a Target Lady.
Hey.
Looking for Silver Sam.
That means the Kaisa's Kittens came out victorious in the second round here.
Kaisa's Kittens. Wonder who has a 2-0 record so far. Who's going to be going 3-0? And it's going to be John! John! I need to stop screaming. My voice is really fried.
How do you say that name? No, wait, that is...
Durjanoon?
Durjanoon, thank you.
Or just Durge.
Durge, okay.
Call him Durge. John says, hi. Hi, John. Did I tell you last week about how John likes to show up at my house in V Rising and throw fish on my floor?
Does that mean something in the game? Is it like
No.
a horse head? Oh, okay.
No, like literal. He just like takes a fish, specifically the fat goby, and just throws it up my floor and then leaves my house.
I was gonna say throwing down the fish, but throwing down the fat goby just is,
Yeah, throw down the fat goby. He'll knock. He
What?
once knocked on my door for a solid 5 minutes and would not go away. And when I opened the door, he walked in, dropped a fat goby, and left. Iconic. All right, we've got everyone in. Let's load in. Let's do it, baby. Chroma's got laundry to do and a bedtime he's supposed to be following. Also, I think I need some tea. My throat
Yes,
feels very
absolutely.
raw.
Some
I think
tea
I-
and honey.
I think I threw away most of my tea today.
Oh,
I did keep. You're not gonna like it, but I did keep my cold brew iced tea packets, so I have that. But that's not really gonna help with my throat.
cold brew iced tea packets. What? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cold brew. Yeah. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
cold brew
Okay.
tea packets.
And you just threw away all your other tea. Okay.
Yeah, I only had like 3 other boxes, and I didn't drink 2 of them. So one of them was one of the ones I actually use every once in a while. That was my peach tea. I love peach. I think I love anything peach flavored or mango flavored. My go-to. He said, hi, heyo.
Right.
I love how there's now a button in the client just go straight to Legends of Runeterra. They're like, please play this game.
I know it was. I was surprised to see that as an addition. I'm also like, why do they not have a launcher for all of their games? I would just assume that would be something that they would have by now, but
They do now.
do they?
Yes, but it's not like the default. Like if you've had League of Legends separately, like it's not gonna just automatically take you. There's now the Riot client, and if you just open up Riot client, you can pick one of the games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have to install that separate? Riot client. Wait. I have Riot client.
Yeah, well, when you click League of
Okay,
Legends,
let
it
me-
automatically opens the Riot client, but it opens the League of Legends one
Yes.
right away.
It does. That's exactly what it did. So you're telling me that I can change this so that it doesn't do that?
I mean, if you just double click on Riot client, or if you put it like on your desktop, then you can open the Riot client, and then it'll show you the different games.
Oh. Okay.
It seems like they're trying to get it all in one place. But it honestly just takes you to another client after you click on it in the Riot client anyways, because Legends of Runeterra is a completely different game.
I accidentally clicked on it the other day and my entire computer crashed. It just went and I was just watching I think a YouTube video while in queue with some of my friends. And then suddenly the conversation went quiet and I just let it hang for a second. I was in my video and then I looked at the timer. I was like, okay, 2 minutes and 12. We've been in queue for a while, and then my video concludes and it won't load, and then I look and I'm like, oh, we're still at 2 minutes and 12, and I look at Discord and the green lights are flashing on and off, but I don't hear anything. I was like, oh, something's gone horribly wrong since I accidentally clicked the LOR button on the Riot client.
Not the LOR button. I do want more people to play Legends of Runeterra, though. If more people would play, I would definitely play with them. Like I have a lot of decks now.
I used to play it, and I just got back into the Path of Champions, just because I needed like a single player. I love roguelikes, so there's like a little single player roguelike experience. It's not bad actually.
Yeah,
as
Path
far
of
as
Champions is
roguelikes
okay.
go.
It frustrates me a lot, but it's like when I was telling you how I just hate getting screwed by RNG.
Yeah.
So when I'm in Path of Champions, I get horrible augments and I get punished for trying to restart. I'm like, F this. I'm so mad.
Yeah.
It stresses me out.
League of Legends meets all my PvP needs.
It's fair.
But how diverse is the ladder? Same couple. As we jump into the queue.
Right. I mean, if you play ranked, you're gonna see the same like 4 decks. So I don't usually play ranked. I usually just play casual.
Well, these players should not be playing casual as they are up for round number 3. They're both 2-0. Who's going to come
Woo!
away 3-0 in round number 3?
No, Yorick. I like how, like, I'll be talking to some of the players throughout the week, and I think it's so cute when they're like, oh, we're like practicing for CMSA League of Legends night. Like, we're doing our rounds, we're practicing our champions. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. You guys are trying to like practice specific champions so you can play your best.
I know a lot of times you have to diversify your tools, because if you come into this as a one trick, you are probably not ever going to get to play your champion. So
Banned
you gotta
every time.
either diversify your pool or diversify your role.
No Karma, no Aphelios.
Aphelios, I think Sam here, Silver Sam, packing the Aphelios when he can. Kog'Maw? Okay.
And Urgot. I mean, Urgot's a good ban. Screw Urgot.
Means Trundle left open. Still, they have one more band. We also have Lux that has not had any presence here yet.
We're not gonna be watching Kha'Zix this time, so maybe no Trundle.
Two vans going the way of Silver Sam. We played round 1, round 2 here.
Another Morgana game. You got a high expectation to live up to highlight. After Laugh Like Nate's performance on Morgana, you gotta meet it. Oh, Trundle! 3 games of Trundle. That bitch with a bat. Smack. And that's 3 Jins in a row, too. Right?
Yeah, seeing Captain Felch, yep, twice with Captain Felch, and now on to most likely Benjamin Highlife here.
Kelton says, we love a Trundle. We stand for Trundle and his big stick. Not the cringe face. Whenever I make quirky jokes, I always look at you to see what your reaction is, and a lot of times I'm like, ooh, he's giving me a look.
Sometimes I just can't comment.
I literally can't even.
My face can though, I can't hide it.
We got 2 purple bitches. We got Syndra and Morgana. Xin Zhao is a champion I don't love to see personally, just because I feel like he's he's in a weird spot. He's he's like not much of a fighter carry. He's not a tank. He's kind of like a single target eliminator sometimes, but still pretty iffy. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely just a early game, get things going early on, but then does offer some survivability with the ability to just make sure that the carries can't output any, at least auto attack damage, while that ult is going on. Granted, against Jhin, maybe that's not as important unless it's blocking the fourth shot.
Ooh, no Highbringer. We got a fishy fish. We got Nami.
You're duller than a broken sandwich.
You're dumber than a broken sandwich.
The other fish banned out of there. No catfish here for round 3. Although I guess that signals that perhaps they think that this Trundle is jungling and not going into the top lane with Mars.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
Based on Mars grabbing the Akshan in the last game, I'm going to assume they probably prefer ranged top laners. Because I feel like it's always one or the other. Like, you either play ranged top laners or you play melee. Two very different play styles.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me take a quick peek here at the profile.
No Vel'Koz.
Oh, Mars, she's gone Alawi in the past, Nasus in the past,
Just kidding.
But also Karma top in the past. So she's diversified a little bit.
All over the map.
Oh, the Vel'Koz tentacle's not going to be a part of this game.
Oh, look, the Nasus.
There it
Susan has
is.
arrived.
Well, we'll see if Susan arrives. Got a little Nasus right now in the top lane, so most likely that Trundle then go into the jungle.
Trundle in the jungle.
with Mars should be piloting the NASA's. We got. So I'm very curious.
Tito!
Ooh, Timo!
John!
God.
Oh boy.
Okay, well. Caitlyn Morgana, very strong bot lane. Classic combination there. Again, I was talking about being able to opt out of anything, and especially with the Black Shield, you do not ever have to fight, but gives you the safety net to walk forward and just punish because you just disengage from everything so easily.
It says no, we do not. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get some more water, but I can still hear you. What are your opinions on what we're looking at right here?
You know, well, first off, I'm looking at Timo, and I know I should be impartial as a caster. However, nothing quite beats the Schadenfreude I feel whenever I see a Timo lose on the Rift, and so I am kind of obligated to root against this Timo. Not against Dirge, nothing against Dirge personally. It's just the champion, so I'm so sorry. And ways, just looking at the two team compositions though, I think Kaisa's Kittens, one thing that's interesting about them is they can be such an annoying squad. They've got these three ladies, Syndra, Morgana, Caitlyn, which are just gonna have long range stuns, traps that can come through, and if a trap lands, if a stun lands, if a snare lands, they can all combo off each other and burst a target down from Wei's hotties. And so that can be super annoying. Trying to chase into this team with the Timo traps down, it's going to be annoying. Xin Zhao can just negate damage. And so I definitely see kind of what Kaisa's Kittens might be able to accomplish with their team. That said, I really like the overall well-rounded composition that Wei's hotties has put together. Wei's hotties has this Nami that can get things started or can peel, which probably won't be needing to do a lot of peel, but can get things started with that tidal wave from a mile away. Jhin can follow up any damage. Diana can dive in. I'm really excited to see Mars in the top lane on Nasus and see if she can get going while stacking up. Now it is a Timo, so Kaisa's Kittens has decided to make this as difficult as possible for this Nasus to get going, but Mars showed a lot of resilience last game, so I'm sure that regardless, there's going to be stacking happening. So I really, really enjoy the composition that Wei's hotties has put together. And if I'm leaning one way, that's kind of how I'm looking, and that's sort of how I see the fights going out. But I also don't sleep on Kaisa's Kittens and the ability to win the vision game. If Kaisa's Kittens is going to make a run at this game, it's going to be through vision. It's going to be and through picks. That vision leading to picks on the side of Wei's hotties. And Nasus, especially pre 2 items, can get popped by this combo. Obviously, the squishy members can go depending on the build that Kung Pao brings out on Trundle. We may or may not see. We'll see how squishy that the Trundle is going to be. So that's sort of how I'm reading this.
I am sleeping on Kaisa's Kittens. Kaisa's Kittens, they don't have a tank. Xin Zhao is not going to be a tank for them. He's not going to be able to survive the burst damage that's coming down from the Diana, from the Jhin, from Nasus Qs, from Trundle. He's not going to be able to survive it, period. Even if he does build straight tank, he might survive a little bit, but not enough to protect the team, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing. Timo, yes, will probably bully Nasus a little bit early on, but every single time I see this Nasus Timo topside, they always pick the Timo thinking they're going to bully the Nasus. They bully the Nasus for 5 minutes. The Nasus then has a bunch of stacks and one-shots the Timo and is like, hey, you want to play the game? Just kidding. It's time to die. So I feel like that mindset of the Timo countering the Nasus needs to go away. I don't know why people keep doing it because I've never seen it work. So I don't think that's going to go very well for him, especially because we already know this Trundle's going to go up there and bully this Timo. He's going to go gank him constantly. It's going to be free kills. You have the Timo target debuff on you. It's really riding on this bot lane getting super insane. Like, this Kate has to get so freaking fed and get so far into late game to be able to handle the Nasus and the Trundle. And I just don't think it's gonna work out that way. I could be proved very wrong, but when I'm looking at just my team comp, it's looking real rough for Kai'Sa's Kittens.
As you say that, I'm like, oh, please go the distance. I would love to see this Caitlyn pop off, show me the build that just allows you to just headshot everyone in the late game. I think that would be a wonderful way to close out this week of CMSA.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. You know, I can
And
see the
welcome.
Xin Zhao being like a big game changer in some of the fights if he's able to really proc the ult to the point where he can cancel out the Diana dives and maybe get Trundle out of the fight. But he's gonna have to be really careful about who he autos, because if he autos one of them by accident and then pushes the ult, they're not gonna go anywhere.
Oh, and we're in round 3 with no invade.
Gosh darn it.
Wow.
I'm going to write a letter. Vladimir, I'm writing a letter. It's a requirement now that everyone has to invade, whether they like it or not.
It should be part of the vibe check, really. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to invade at least in half of our games. That's just a vibe thing.
I have to tell Vladimir to make sure he rewatches the stream because I keep talking to him.
Okay, and both junglers passing the same direction towards this top lane, which I don't know that it's going to be all that volatile. Like you said early on, Teemo should just have the kind of auto push into this Nasus, who does have teleport, does have Doran's blade, so and fleet footwork as the tech here to make sure that they have as much sustain as possible in this lane.
Yeah, Nasus is going to need it, but I mean, what you said with that Mars does play Nasus. Nasus, they probably, man, I'm tripping over all my words. I'm real tired right now. Nasus knows what they are doing. They can probably handle a little bit of aggression. Like, they know they're not going to win through the early game, no matter who they're going against. It doesn't have to be just Teemo. Ooh, Diana going right in. She's like, here, come here, take this electrocute. And Target Lady being like, I'd like to make a return, please. Whack.
Oh yeah, melee versus that range there in the mid lane. First strike on to Grimrose, so gonna be able to try to cash in as much money as possible in the mid lane. And
Ooh,
look
got
at
the
this
first game.
early.
The heal! Oh! That was
and
juicy,
said,
John.
You said this is what needed to happen, and 3 camps straight into, oh no, 4 camps into bot lane here for this Xin Zhao. That was an early kill, and it goes on to the right person. Stuff there, so you gotta be happy about that one.
10,000%. Give Kate 7 kills before 10 minutes, and then they have a chance. I am gonna love this gameplay where Diana just dives on Syndra and Syndra just holds her knockback for every time she dives. And he's like, nope, get back.
It's nice though, because at least you were preventing her from really fishing too much with damage, but doing a great job of just getting Dark Sphere chip damage onto the Diana, making sure that the HP stays very, very much in the favor of Grimrose.
Oh. Counter jungling right under his nose.
Yeah, Kung Pao saw the early gank. You want to definitely try and exploit that. Pillar goes down, high left out deep behind enemy lines, and Mars coming over on this Nasus to try to make a difference in this fight, or at least pick up an assist. Highlight trying to get away from Kung Pao, landing slow, but got red buff. Highlight does not. There are some of these berries available, so we'll get some distance for himself. With that plant, you have to perfectly click here, and 1-2 shots fall. I don't even think that. I think there's only a handful of champions that can actually make that pass. I think Xin Zhao a little bit too wide in the models to be able to make it. Nope. But a a good punish there from Kung Pao to see the early gank, to know what's up, and immediately go in and swipe away that red buff. So three of those big camps already going on to Kung Pao.
And we're already looking at Dragon.
Yeah, it says, look, you got a kill, but only a quarter of your camps. I've got an advantage. I'm going to try to push it.
See, he's got to keep doing those Krugs. Red side going up to support. So we got your back. Since I was going to go ward it now. Or does he have a ward? He's got a plant. That's what matters.
A loom available, so can get in there. Kung Pao then making the call to pull it out.
He's got the power of friendship on his side.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, does it have smite? Ooh, that was ballsy doing that without smite.
Yeah, pulled it out. They knew. Oh, and now they're going to go in. Highlight finding himself right in the middle of it, but immediately does go down. So Grimrose flashing away, so nothing else happens. So the whole team there to immediately punish. Highlight, he had that one kill early. Now 2 quick deaths to follow.
Yeah, Teemo definitely making sure that Nasus doesn't get the chance to farm too much too early. They've only got the 23 CS versus the 46. Doing the job right early on, but hey, it is Nasus. They will be fine.
One of the techs I love in this matchup is to just put extra points into that Spirit Fire, that E, because you know you're not going to be getting as much of the like you're not going to be trading with the Siphoning Strike, so you can just use it to the last hit. But then that E gives you a little bit of poke damage. You can farm safely, even if you're not getting the Siphoning Strike on all of them. And then if they leave you alone for a second, gobble it up with Siphoning Strike, get the stacks that you need.
Yeah, it does look like they did put some points into their flame, because that big AoE is doing some damage. It's actually in a very risky position here.
Feels so intense from both teams. Kung Pao, though, has been the one to start the moves, and now that starts it up, but Grimrose is in the area. Just coming to
not being nice.
Making sure that Kung Pao cannot take anything for free. Neither team has committed their support this time, so this is a different look than what Quay's Hottie showed in the last game. They're leaving the support spot lane. It's a 3v3 here as Kaisa's Kitten starts up the Grub Hub. First one goes down. Ooh. Kung Pao flashing forward to secure one. That's what you want. The first one gives you the most experience. Now looking for more. Highlight going in. Gonna immediately get pulled back by that Diana. Moonfall coming down. And now Dirge trying to get away. Does get one kill and then flashes out of there. And so now it's Kung Pao looking more. But Syndra has used all of her spells. Has no rotation. Just trying to auto attack. Gets it down. But who is alive? But Mar. She's moving forward. Picks up the first one. And will walk away. So 2 for 2. And 1 grub here going over the side of Quay's Hotties.
And that kill just basically canceled out all any CS loss they didn't have. So here we go, Nasus. Trundle heading straight back to those grubbies. Those are mine. I'm gonna make this mine.
I mean, flashing for that first one to make sure that Kaisa's Kittens could not get it easily. Man, you just see the aggressive play out of Kung Pao and just calling the bluffs.
Just going right back to it.
Right back, start her up. Is anyone going to check it this time?
Diana's got his back. If they do, they're going to die.
Homosexual move it up, so 2 collected. Looks like soon to be a 3.
You have smite again? I hope so.
Highlight wants to hang around. Filler comes down,
Diana's
but
a little far away.
In the area. It's going to be a 2 for 2. Target lady though moving over, looking for a stun. Lands 2 stuns. That means Kung Pao is going to fall. Slap like Nate arrives, trying to use that tidal wave to help out Homosexual. Ooh, a bubble lands here. Homosexual turning around, and now Mars coming in. Wanting to see, is there a Siphoning Strike available for her to pick up one more Dirge? Finding Homosexual. The curtain call opens up. Grim, Rose, how skinny are we?
Oh, not skinny enough.
Third of 4 falls.
The poor target lady. She just wanted to make a return.
chase continues. Highlight finding that strike right over the wall to chase. Laugh like Nate. Just walking out of that one, though. Everyone ready to fight. No one playing scared this game.
I'm scared. I'm playing scared. And NASA's going straight into Dead Man's Plate. Interesting.
It looks like, yeah, I can't think of anything else that those two items would go into off the top of my head. However, I'm not a top lane aficionado, so I'm not super familiar with some of those items, but that's the only one that comes to mind. Dirge continuing to just poke away at Mars whenever he can. Now, Dragon coming up on the other side of the map though, so 4v4, both sides posturing. TP is available. John kind of disjointed from the rest of the team, which means that they just have to stall. Highlight though caught out with everyone committing, and now Silver Sam though does find the full combo back onto Kung Pao. Oh, gets a little bit of a heal, but it's not enough. Silver Sam coming in to finish the job. So now both junglers down. Nami, the bubble lands, but it's not enough. 2 kills now coming on to Silver Sam. A third one here, and without any more chasing power, that's going to be it. But 3 kills on to this Caitlyn who had just finished Collector.
Yep. All right. The important person that needs to carry this game has officially gotten fed. So the odds are a little bit more even than they were before. I'm still betting on this Nasus though.
Oh, Silver Sam just bowling and coming out of that fight untouched. I mean, just didn't even have to go back. 100% HP. That is going to be a rough fight, and you saw it. They got 1 pick, but just trying to kite into this team was very challenging here for Huaytai. So you have to figure out something else the next time they attempt this dragon, which has not been taken yet. Still standing.
Blaine says, guess who got their first win this season? Congratulations!
Congratulations, Blaine.
You're number 1.
Was there a fart noise then? No.
No fart noise this time.
Collector for Caitlyn versus only that BF sword for Jhin. BF sword and pickaxe though, so this time Jhin giving us a different look, not rushing Collector himself, instead going for that Infinity Edge rush, so putting it all on that 4th shot.
They're doing it. They've got vision though. Ride the wave.
Grimrose finding homosexual, just trying to move through. The whole team backing off away from that curtain call. Now Highlight says, let's tango. Going right in. Kung Pao flashing away. And now pillaring back. Highlight a little bit disconnected from the team. Will fall. Bubble lands, hitting 1 target. Immediately cleansed by Sour Sam, who finds the net on a Kung Pao, flashes forward. And there is that cube that's finding 1. Looking for a second kill. Sam looking at and can't get it.
So Sam wanted it so bad. Blaine says I went 1 and 11. Good job.
Sam dialing up a headshot here, netting forward, baiting that bubble.
He's netting.
Patiently moving back. What a just bully, taking up so much space on this Caitlyn.
Timo basically got double the farm of Nasus at this point. Dana going in. The knockback has been used. You're burning. You're burning.
Boom. Headshot.
Kicking down.
You are past the return policy.
Oh, I'm surprised that Nami lived there. I thought Collector was going to be enough for Sam to find another kill. Infinity Edge now completed for this Jhin, so perhaps an ability to... Ooh, and Dirge stepping out
Time
too
to
low.
Take out the Timo. Oh!
They want it so bad, and oh, a sniping strike lands for the shutdown. Is it going to find a return kill? Absolutely not. Mars behind in the CS, but still stacking as effectively as they can. Meanwhile, homosexual fell elsewhere on the map. That's going to be no collection yet.
Not quite
Once
collected.
Again, there. Ebb and flow just enough to keep Nami alive.
I don't want to leave, Girly Pop. One auto and you're going to be dead. Oh, here comes that auto.
And there it is.
Pow.
Net goodbye.
Ooh, you got netted. Looking at a Rift Herald.
While the
Back
kills
and
are
forth, back
close,
and
this
forth.
just feels all kites and kittens. They can move wherever they want on the map and just take things. They don't even need their well-farmed, well-fed Caitlyn to be there. And now Caitlyn's made a showing in the mid lane. All 5 here. There's only 3 members of Quay's Hottie. They don't want to fight this, and that is Mars going absolutely nowhere for about 6 solid seconds, and they fall.
Mars just finishing their first item just now, so that wasn't a great field for a fight, that's for sure. Their entire team are working on their second items.
Red team's turn.
Well, I love this maneuver, though. They get that Rift Herald with just 3, and they immediately bring up their bot lane, say, fine, Jin, you can push all you want. We're going to just push 4 towers and try to make something happen. Highlight jumping in there, but Homosexual looking to find something, but did not find Silver Sam. But going back into the fight to pick up Highlight, and fortunately, the Collector just out of range there after Ace in the Hole finds its mark.
I almost feel like they should let Teemo take the top turret. That way Nasus can get to farming.
And maybe that's
They're chasing.
Yeah,
Coming for that
this
target, lady.
Target lady, Grim Rose trying to get away, saving it. Disengaging with that Dark Sphere. Now they've got 4. Are they going to stick around? A Dark Binding just misses into the river. But everyone's here, and a dragon is up. So once again, you've got 4 members of Kites Kittens moving in right now. Oh, they're all death rush coming from Quay's Hotties. Is anyone going to go and check? They don't have Homosexual and Diana here. There's the first person. Nami bubble just misses. John realizes there's a lot more in that bush. Highlight charging forward,
oopsies.
trying to negate the damage from this Jin. All down now, hitting the knock-up. Driving towards Silver Sand. They find the shutdown together alongside that Moonfall. And now there's no big DPS threat to keep you back. Curtain Call opens up. Target Lady's only got 1 way to go. And it is straight to the gray screen as a dragon is won. Quay's Hotties.
Yeah, it's getting really hard for Quay's Hotties to start these fights because Diana keeps going in and then just getting knocked back by the Syndra and then stunned, followed up by the Morgana Dark Binding. But in that scenario, they were able to kind of let the knockback get used, and then they were able to get in there and really just obliterate 3 people. So that's what they need to do, is just get that knockback down and then punish them for it. Looks like Teemo might be dying here.
Yeah, the punish here is going to be in the form of a siphoning soul. Ghost used by
They're
Mars.
invisible!
You
Dark
know.
girl.
Oh, and they cannot find a siphoning
Sneaky,
strike here.
sneaky.
Getting out. Oh, that turret. Not long for this world.
And that's okay. Honestly, if that turret goes down, that's just safer farming for Nasus.
Oh, Highlight going in, not safe at all, but Laplight Nate hitting that bubble, immediately comboed into a second knockup, but has to flash away from Highlight. But they've found Kung Pao, who is trying to flank, and now look at this, Homosexual into the backline, trying to find something on the Silver Sam. Does find the Moonfall, lots of damage goes down, but Black Shield enough to keep him alive, and this is the 1v2 that you want. Homosexual, though, finding a kill onto the support now. Silver Sam all alone, yet again, going down.
Homosexual really putting down the plays.
Yeah, they needed some answer to this fed Caitlyn, and that answer so far has been Homosexual diving onto Caitlyn, staying alive and doing so much damage.
I'm surprised the pillar doesn't pop the spell shield.
I know, one of those interactions that I don't quite understand.
All right, now it's time for Nasus to farm for free. Baron has arrived.
Q-stack. Ooh. Says no. Denying another Q-stack from from Mars here. And they get target lady. Fine. The target, which is Benjamin Highlife, keeping him at 1 HP though. The rest of the team seeing if they can get Mars out of there. Curve call opens up from distance, so some slow's about to go down, trying to find its mark. Everyone now out of range. Do they have any follow-up? Highlight diving onto Homosexual, which means Homosexual cannot be diving onto the back line. So Silver Sam feeling safe there, putting out the DPS as they continue to go forward. Oh, that black shield comes down, so Mars slowly losing the health bar, but Silver Sam couldn't quite take any kills. They disengaged nicely there. Blaze Hotties just coming out ahead in that exchange.
You know, this is what I was saying about Xin Zhao. Like, you want him to be your tank, but he just doesn't take the damage, and he just gets eliminated so fast. It becomes the 4v5. Oh, it's a little rough being a Xin Zhao right now. 3 and 10. They are going like a bruiser build, so they're not quite tanky yet. Maybe once they get a couple more items in, they can maybe tank some of that major burst. But for right now, they're just on the struggle bus.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's an opportunity for Xin Zhao to just play more almost peel for his team, helping to keep that strong Caitlyn alive in these fights. I definitely, if you're on the side of Kai'Sa's Kittens, I mean, it's still very close in the gold. Keep looking for these picks, do what you do best, and maybe opt out of some of these fights until you get a second or a third item on your main carries. But Waze Heights does not want to let that happen.
Go for that target, lady. They really do have a lot of peel over here. Kai'Sa's Kittens are like, stay away!
It's nets, it's traps, it's binds, it's scattering, it's all sorts of things. Oh, and now they have the gumption to hang around.
Not the gumption. Diana just split pushing for her
guard,
life.
yeah. Hey, who's gonna answer a Homosexual? I mean, Target Lady has the poke, but Diana taking these turrets really quickly. And now they see there's no Diana here. They're still gonna try to make something happen. So Sam very, very low, but safe, being able to hit over this wall. Only gets the net combo out, which means that everyone is starting to fall. Mars getting that first kill. Her call opens up though. We'll find Silver Sam. And now John gonna walk out of there. So another one fight at these. Everything has started to shift towards Waves Hotties now at this point in the game.
Yeah, even without Nasus getting like crazy, Waves Hotties' team is just, it's too well built to cancel out. They're doing a great job on Kai'Sa's Kittens of keeping them away and peeling, but they're slowly inching further and further away from being able to keep up with the damage.
And the kills are finding around the right people. Like, have Mars, she's collecting the kills even though she's down on the farm, like where she should be. But honestly, just picking up those kills has been enough to keep this Nasus relevant in this game. Diana getting the kills means that she's a huge, or Homosexual, he's a huge threat. So everything fall in the right way for Hui's Hotties right now. If you're Kai'Sa's Kittens, you've got to figure out a different way of approaching this game so that you can generate some picks maybe and get yourself back into this game.
Next
Infinity
objective,
Edge
or next
complete
dragon's gonna
for
be
Sam.
Soul. Be for what?
I said Infinity Edge complete for Sam.
Oh.
You got a lot of bursts and that execute coming out of Caitlyn. See if that maybe is a difference in the next fight, which you're right. It's gonna be, this dragon's gonna be really important.
I thought you were saying B for Vanjie. I was like, Vanjie is no longer here. It's Target Lady. Vanjie has become the Target Lady.
I do remember this, yes. Oh,
It's
Dirge
Vanjie.
has how many mushrooms? They've found 2 so far, but another thing that finds its target is Tidal Wave. And so with that, Dirge goes down. Oh, and in the meantime, a Dark Binding is found at a Kung Pao in the mid lane. It was about right. That was a perfect, like, perfect sound of that whack. Like, it wasn't too aggressive, but also it wasn't like nothing. It's right in the middle.
Yeah,
Just a
right in the
good
middle.
Solid.
A nice neutral whack. Ooh. Oh, pow. Ugh. I gotta go back and answer homosexual. It's just like, I'm trying to win the game, y'all. They just cannot get to target lady. Oh, now they can. Maybe? Not quite.
Great effort there. Getting that moonfall, which gives the massive shield and almost long enough to go 1-for-1, but Grim, Rosie, and Highlight make it happen. Kicking off. Homosexual.
Feels like you're not getting topside.
No. Silver Sam, though, can kind of just lay into mid lane with impunity here as the biggest dive threat is now off the map.
Expected.
And look at that, a 2,000 gold swing here as Kaisa Kittens is back within striking distance of the lead, even though they're down a number of kills for the last few minutes. With the shutdowns, with the good farm, and the rotations have made a real big play back into this game, and Kaisa is beginning to really hurt.
Those Nami heals are looking good now. She got them heals. Here comes Trundle. Here comes Trundle.
Excellent shot.
They're like, get away, get away.
Goes to Silver Sam. Walking out of there, though. Tidal Wave not the focus. Probably anticipating the Black Shield. Now the group is happening as both sides are bringing all 5 members of their team to this important mid lane.
Interested to see it. Oh, homosexual is when I was like, this is mine.
A huge flank. And now the main damage source is off the map here, so Kung Pao feeling pretty good to walk in, but don't give up here. Target Lady has some damage. Can't underestimate what Teemo's able to dish out as well, so overall they're pushing it out back into him, but they did move Mars back in the top lane to secure some farm.
I'll say that was a pretty even exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Diana's a problem, and Kate's a problem. Get rid of both problems, and you no longer have any problems. Life advice.
And this Kung Pao with this battery of a Nami behind it feels nigh unstoppable. Highlight getting out of there as Dirge comes to provide some support, but now everyone's joining. The root lands from that Jhin from downtown, so that's one gone here. They're gonna face check though this Syndra, but again the big heals coming out of Nami.
Damage?
Not a lot of damage here. And now John gonna fall there as Benjamin Highlight picks up the kill with a flourish.
Tito tried to be sneaky here. It's like, I'm a ward, I'm a living ward. Uh-oh. He's been seen.
Jhin. Right where it needed to go. Which means that Soul now secured for Hui's Hotties.
Yes, squad.
That was so disheartening for Kaisa's Kittens to see Grimrose get into that position and just put everything into the carry, and for Nami to just pretty much nullify all of the damage. It's like, okay, that is a condition that we do not have.
Homosexual's like, I found a Zin, let me get him, come here.
Homosexual willing to just fight right away. The whole team tentative though to try and approach this one with the rest of the team hanging by, going golden, and immediately eating the stun. There's the follow through that we like to look at, but does trade 1-for-1 as this Zin's out. Like you said, immediately going down, and now John also going golden. Well, the stun will follow though, which means that Dirge will slay Kung Pao, and now Silver Sam just kind of, as they get out of range, just poking them down with that.
Yeah, the Diana greed is getting a little out of control. She's going for those dives on the side, which are lasting a little bit too long because they're not able to explode them fast enough. So they're hanging out long enough for the team to follow up and save them. Are they dying? Yes, but they are also dying in the process. So I'm not really seeing the positive outcomes on those.
That long range stun, Grimrose just finding its mark, forcing Benjamin Highlight to get out of there in a hurry. Curtain Call opens up, can't find any significant damage, but I think just buying space is all they wanted to do. And let's not forget about Mars, who has just continued to try and get the stacks here in the interim.
They're trying. They're still very low on the CS compared to everybody else.
The last
but
time
they're
we saw
trying.
Tuttle, it was swiped. Is there someone going to come and take this soul away? Yes.
Yup.
Silver Sam making it impossible for this Nasus to get going.
They're creeping up on 300 stacks.
It looks like it could just go to a soul here. You have Waze Hotties who are probably content to let that happen because they have a very strong, just sort of all grouped together in team fight. As long as they're not trying to dive into Kai's Kittens, do anything crazy with homosexual and you're forcing the action, then they've had an advantage here.
We just need Diana and Nasus to merge into these fights because Diana's always on the bot side of the fight and Nasus is always on the top side of the fight. But they're not with the team who's actually fighting in the middle.
Kung Pao now the one behind enemy
Looks
line.
Spread out.
Finding finds its mark. Homosexual wants to dive in there, but it's not on a carry. Doesn't commit anything though, so it does get John. One big hit onto Benjamin Highlife, and now that ace in the hole is chunking. Now, I mean, the T-Bar has the healing, but it's not going to be enough to get these well sustained. And now, with everything down, Kung Pao going to go forward. Silver Sam still very, very safe, though. Pacemaker finds the target, and now,
get in there.
yes, just completely peeling away. Everyone was outside of the curtain call range, so Silver Sam working some magic there.
Working some magic.
9 kills here. Last Whisper done. Oh, those headshots are chunking.
Okay. Ooh, oh, Jesus.
Whoa, and who else
That's
is chunky?
chunky.
Benjamin Highlight on a 4th shot. Going down, Dur's trying to flash forward and get a blind, but it's not enough. Nami, they're just supporting.
That's like Nate would be like, no, that is my Jin. You're not killing him. I will get in the way. I will exhaust you. I will heal him. I will slow you. You are not.
Ranged carries from both sides, both AD and AP are just, it is so volatile to be a squishy in this game.
Nasus, where's your sweeper, girl? You need that sweep. This is the game where you want to have 3 sweepers.
Oh yes, anytime you're against that Teemo, so important. Oh, look at Grimrose finding the damage on the Highlight, and they go down. Homosexual
Moonfall misses.
Falls, or does not hit any targets. That means that there's not a lot of damage. Does find Grimrose, but no one is really touching the main carries here. And Sam has not joined the fight. Will now ulti in. You have 1 kill going on to Mars. Urge will go down as well. You have the 2 carries. They flash forward onto the back line. Does Silver Sam have the peel, have the damage just outside of collector range? Kung Pao living though.
Thanks, living.
Okay. 3 for 2. Really cannot approach this duo.
Baron? Question mark?
Oh, they're making the call to go for it. They've definitely worked for this last minute and a half to be in the top side of the map to secure vision of this area. And Trundle, an excellent Baron taker.
Nasus, go help them.
Nasus like, I must farm.
I must farm. Use them Qs, girl. I know you're trying to zone them, but I think it'd just be better if you killed them faster.
Sort of scouting out. Yeah, it's not. I mean, although Trundle takes it fairly well for someone who's tankier, you have no main damage here. Mars really
is so funny.
They've committed. Mars is committed to finding this Morgana Caitlyn when they come in. They know they're not getting in without being seen. So it does
you
come
can say
over.
Nasus is a watchdog. So good at their job.
However, that did take a really long time. So they have Baron, but are they going to be in position to really contest this Elder? They would love to find a pick here onto Dirge. They commit everything to it, and that 4th shot finds its mark. 4v5 here. They feel confident enough to send Mars to the top lane, making it 4v4.
Ooh.
So much damage from Ace in the hole at this point onto any member of Quay's Hotties.
Skippy Mixaper says, not an unreference. I love it. My Diggs living comment. Oh, this could be a game ender right here. If they win this fight, grab that Elder Dragon.
Yeah, it was very clean, the start of it. Now Grimrose is here, but it's just trying to save Sam. Getting away from this fight is so important, and they sneak out of there, but are they going to be able to come back into this? They didn't even need Nasus here. So, oh, this is such a difficult position for Kai'Sa's Kittens. Homosexual playing the zone. Two
Auto
carries
zone.
from Kai'Sa's Kittens. Trying to break into the auto zone. Oh, and they've just decided to go away here. So they're giving away Elder Soul.
Nasus already up there with the Baron buff pushing. They got Baron and Elder. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That 7,000 gold lead. Grimrose has been doing such a good job of disengaging, but the whole squad is here, and they've got an Elder Execute to work with. Trying to get away, has used the berries to great success so far, and the rest of the team arriving. But are you going to survive? The Execute just goes away, and Highlight finds it with a flourish, and that'll also kick off this fight. They're going to immediately look to punish this. 5 members now pouring into the top lane of Kai'Sa's Kittens. Meanwhile, Highlight trying to make something happen in the mid lane, trading away. They're looking for the game in. Homosexual diving forward, taking out the damage here. That's 2 kills with the Nexus in sight.
Does not feel good to be on the enemy team while they have a Baron and an Elder buff and an Ocean Soul. Oh my goodness. Pad those KDAs, pad those KDAs.
There's nothing that's gonna come in the way of Quay's Hotties as 50 gold goes on with a siphoning strike to Mars there. Taking out the Nexus. Congratulations. Quay's Hotties going 3-0 this week.
Hell yeah. Good for you guys. Oh my goodness. Who do you think was MVP for that game?
MVP. Man, there were watching Quay's Hotties, they played like such a great team the whole night. I think that one thing that was super important in this game was shutting down Silver Sam. Caitlyn got going, and it looked like that Caitlyn was going to be poised to run away with this game. And in the mid game, the stopgap to that was Homosexual. And though there were some kind of missteps where Homosexual got a little too close, was playing on the edge. I think it was playing on the edge that got him to most damage, most kills in this game, and ultimately helped secure the win for his team. So I would give it to Homosexual.
I'm going to do a double MVP for this one because I agree with you. Homosexual was amazing in taking out the threats, doing the side fights, despite a couple mistakes, which happens. Laugh Like Nate, again, was freaking glued to that Jhin, and the strategy that I saw with them, like, weaving in and out, deciding whether they need to be, like, in the face of the enemy to just protect that Jhin, and just allowing Jhin to just do whatever the frick he wanted. Like, Laugh Like Nate was all over it. So I'll say double MVP going to Laugh Like Nate as well as Homosexual and Diana. Congratulations, you two. Oh my goodness, those were some very intense games today. Like I said, like this week and last week, oh my gosh, like clutching my pearls.
Yeah, I'm loving the format change. I think that this week, it was 3 really great games. None of them were a runaway. I love what I'm seeing so far out of the format change. So I hope that we continue to have success and see some good matches.
Preach. Laugh Like Nate says, OMG2 blushing. And Kelton says, Quay's Hotties for the win. Yes. Snaps for Quay's Hotties. Oh, okay. What's going on in CMSA this week? Did you go to book club yet? Do I need to harass you about book club?
The next meeting for the next book is coming up. So there was no meeting last week. So, but yes, please harass me. Please, please.
I'm pressuring you to go to book club.
Please.
Have you read this week? Have you read Sam? Silver Sam says, GG's all who played tonight. GG Silver Sam. Nice seeing you play.
One event that I want to definitely highlight, put on your calendar, is on Friday, June 7th, we're having a meetup at North End. So between 7:30 and 10:30. So if you're in Chicago, or if you're not in Chicago, come to Chicago. Come to that meetup. It's always such a great time. I'll be there. I'm excited to see the other members of the community out at CMS at the North End that night.
I want to be there so bad, but that's the week I'm in LA. Summerton says, is this an open invitation to harass you? I got the PM screen open. Everyone's gonna harass you about this book now.
Book club, yeah. Please.
Yeah. We tried to do Magic the Gathering last week, but we didn't have any bites. But that's okay. So we're gonna try again this week. So if anyone is interested in playing Magic the Gathering Commander, we'll have open play this Friday at 7 o'clock. Come join me. Even if we only have one game going, we just need 3 or 4 people to play a game. We'll try to do that every Friday. D&D will be on Saturday. If you check out our TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch clips and YouTube shorts, all those places, I've been posting clips from these streams every Tuesday, and then also D&D clips on Saturdays. So make sure you check out our social media to see some little clips from little snippets from our other leagues. There should be some popping up for Fortnite and Dead by Daylight and all those other ones as well. What else is going on? Fortnite's going on. Dead by Daylight League is kicked off. ARAM League is kicked off. Man, we're in full swing. Everything is going. Like, nothing's on a break right now. And Summerton said, merch promo to look as cute as Sam VC. Sam VC's such a cutie.
Figured. I'm gonna rock a bow tie. At least had to show off some CMSA merch, so.
Yeah, this is the first time I haven't seen you with a bow tie, I think.
It was nice and breathable. It's a warm evening in Chicago, and it was the perfect way. So please go on the website and get some CMSA merch.
It's cute. I do like the black t-shirt. I like it a lot. Okay, I think that's everything for this week. So I will see you next week for week 5. Oh my gosh, it's week 5 already. We're inching so close to week 9 already. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day / week. We'll see you next week.